Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
WKGN 1340. Go Vols!
You're tuned in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock, 3:02 on your Wednesday afternoon, February 11th edition of the show. Valentine's Day fast approaching. College baseball season fast approaching. A lot of things fast approaching. March Madness fast approaching. We've got much to discuss with you here this afternoon. 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, all systems go on what us old folks refer to as terrestrial radio. Also streaming online at fanrunradio.com and on your free Fan Run app. Shout out to the viewers over on the Fan Run Sports YouTube channel. You can watch along there. We've got a podcast presented by our friends over at Broadway Carpets. Be sure to check that out. Think that covers it?
I think so. It's a lot.
It's a lot of ways to take it all in.
It's like I say, we're everywhere.
Everywhere, man.
That's it.
Everything station.
Got to be that way.
So we get down to it here today. Yeah, man, beautiful day. A big baseball day for the Drive. We had a chance to visit both ballparks. And both, like, it's just something that I never would have thought as a thing that we would say like 10 years ago in 2016, 2015, 2016. It's like
visiting the ballpark.
Yeah. Like,
big shindig.
Like Knoxville, the baseball center of the known universe, man. I mean, we have this spectacular park at Covenant Health. And like, we were going in there today, Bob, and it was like, man, I can't believe it's already year two. Like, I remember just years of waiting and is it going to happen? And then the build out, and then the first year just flew by.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a year ago that you, myself, John Reed, we all walked through, and that place was not done. That was a year ago. Now look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. And you're right. Starting the second year of its existence. And man, based on some of the stuff we've heard, it's going to be lit down there, even more so than it is already.
It was a beautiful day. They had the music pumping out there and the grounds crew out doing their thing. And that was very cool. We had that tour a year ago. And then today, right after that, like we had to hustle, man, to get over there to Lindsey Nelson in time. And we basically did the same thing there that we did at Covenant Health last year, where we got to walk through Lindsey Nelson Stadium today. And that is very impressive as well.
Sure is.
Smoky Spark looked like ready to go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Feel a little bit of,
but Lindsey Nelson, like somebody put up a side-by-side of the renderings, like that famous shot from center field looking in towards home plate, the rendering right next to what it actually is. Now, I think Mike Wilson had a picture and like they just about nailed it. Because I remember at the time when those renderings came out, Danny was like, now this is just a prototype. This is subject to change, but this is kind of like what we think it could be.
They pretty much kept it.
It came up looking a lot like it's not exact. There are some differences, but like to the naked eye, you would be like, oh yeah, they built what they said they were going to build.
Cool.
It is. It's impressive. It's impressive. I was saying to Russell, I remember my very first time going there was with my son when he was like 9 years old. And so it's been a while. And that when it was my first visit there, and it was an albatross back then. And now to see how far it's come, it's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's wild. Completely different looking ballpark from what it was when it opened in the mid to early 90s. And the capacity is going to be 8,012. I think that's about probably what it should be.
Can they swell that number up? Super regional?
I think that is the swell number.
Okay.
So I think there's like 7,000 seats. And I mean, I might be wrong on that, but there's lots of standing room. Like that's the first thing you'll notice when you walk in is like the concourses underneath the grandstand are much wider. They're pretty much doubled in space down there.
You're not going to be all packed in like you are.
No. And then like going down the right field and left field lines, again, more space, more restroom. They have restrooms now down the left field line, which will be much needed. And then, yeah, man, if you have a chance to, and I'm sure like people have a chance to go up in the club and everything, you're going to want to go up there and see that because it's every bit as nice as Smoky Stadium.
The Rocky Top Club.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
So that place has a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the bar is up in there, but there are like missing tiles on the floor and graphics on the side and like stuff hanging out of the ceiling. And I asked the lady who was giving the tour, I said, like, when is this going to be ready? And she said, Friday. I was like, okay, that is ambitious.
Bear, your boys, we were moving and shaking today. We're the only radio show out there representing, by the way.
Hey, that's good to hear.
I'm not just talking. I'm talking about in the market.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't run into Dixon?
No.
Huh.
Had a free lunch too. Had some of the $15 brisket and mac and cheese.
How was it?
It was good.
I didn't try that, but it looked good.
Bob Baskerville, big chicken fingers guy.
Yeah,
That's not a shocker.
Big chicken tendies guy.
They were good.
You more of a brat or chicken fingers guy?
Oh, brat, without a
Okay.
doubt, but they weren't serving those.
Because I know you as a brat guy only. I didn't know we were at a
Somewhat of a
fondness for chicken
connoisseur,
fingers.
some would say.
Yeah. That mac and cheese with brisket looked phenomenal. It just looked a little rich to me, so I went a little lighter.
It looked a
Watch
little
your
rich
figure,
to me. I was eating this the whole time thinking, I don't know if this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, right before the show.
It was delicious, and so far no incidents. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good. Knock on wood.
And then they had, and
TMI.
I brought it home to Miss Baskerville. This was unbeknownst to me. There's a UT creamery.
Yes.
They had some ice cream there, and it looked. You had some.
Mm-hmm.
You had some. Russ went all out.
They've always had that
When in Rome.
over there. They just
Vanilla.
never, I guess.
Vanilla, yeah, that's what I had.
Yep.
It's like vanilla bean or whatever.
Yeah.
It's it looked good. So I was like, I'm going to take one of these home to wifey.
You know what? But what we've done as Americans to ice cream is really kind of a shame.
What
Here
have we
we
done
go.
to ice cream?
Well, we've made it too good. Like because
It's a bad thing?
No, not necessarily, but in some cases, yes, because like I had this great tub of really delicious fresh vanilla ice cream. But the entire time I'm sitting there eating it, I'm thinking, you know what'd be good, man, is if we got a little hot brownie underneath it, and you pour a little fudge on top and maybe some nuts and a little cherry and all this stuff. Like we've become so like the ice cream game.
Accessorizing everything.
The ice cream game in America these days is so on 11 that just a good simple bowl of vanilla ice cream, which like the not too
delicious.
distant past would have been just
Perfect.
fine.
Perfect.
I find myself eating this today going, man, we could kick this up a notch. That would be great.
Yeah, but I mean, there's certain purists still out there. I still eat vanilla bean ice cream with a little chocolate syrup. That's it. You don't need much more than that.
A little whipped cream sometimes is good because then
Yeah,
it starts
I
mixing
never-
together.
I never really do that. So anyhow, ice cream was good.
That was all good.
Yeah, and then like the suites, we got to go on the suites and everything. Like it's just really nice, man. And they've got the same roof, like the wooden beams. Like if you've been to Covenant
Yeah.
Health Park, like it's a
Same
very
type.
handsome look.
Really?
You know that wood.
Yeah.
and they've got that.
Well, it fits with everything. This part of the state.
And was the concourse wider a little bit, like more
Yeah.
room to move around there? Because it would get a little backed up and tight in
Yeah.
that concourse by the entrance behind
Tight.
the plate.
Well, so
Claustrophobic.
they've got a couple of things that are not going to be ready. The hope is that the ballpark will be ready. And I had heard some different things about that, like, man, like, I don't know if they're going to have it ready and all this stuff. But again, I was told today that it will be ready and they will play baseball in there on Friday. But they will be working around the clock to make that happen because, I mean, there's just like there's machines everywhere, but things going spouting out dust and concrete. And we walked in. So we walked in the main entrance.
Right.
And there's no, like, you just walk in, there's no gates. And by the time we walked out, like an hour later, there were guys putting up
the gates,
the wrought iron gates, like the main home plate entrance.
Figured they're working through their punch list.
So, yeah, minor details, right? I mean, they're putting in some man hours over there.
Yeah.
And it's all the other stuff too. And, like we were going up those stairs and the handrails, you might not have noticed this. I did because I'm kind of fastidious, but there was like dirt and like
needs a good power washing.
Yes. Yeah. Just, I mean, there's a lot.
They had guys. So on the suites where they're putting in the plastic, you have the suite and then you walk out onto your little balcony and then there are the plastic chairs and the guys were drilling on the little number plates. So they got to do that for every chair. I mean, how would you like to have that job?
Probably a million things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, would it be that bad for you if you're getting paid a decent wage? I mean, I didn't feel like that'd be a whole lot of stress. Other than once you get started, you just zzz.
That is a window into the mentality of Bears. Like, just I don't care about the work. Like, as long as it's easy, as long as I don't have to think about it, and I can just drill
put
the
my
thing
headphones in, just drill it in.
I'll do that all day.
Alone.
I will just do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could have had that job, man. Yeah, I could have talked to the guy.
Yeah, no thanks.
Hey, if you need some help, I know a guy. He would love to do this for you.
No.
8,000 seats.
Those days doing stuff like that are over for me.
One at a time. Oh, the other thing they said, Bob, was with the roof, that gives them the ability to do fireworks.
Whoa.
Didn't catch that. That's awesome.
I will give UT and Danny White this. The fireworks shows and fireworks effects during football games have been, I mean, you tell me who's better in the country doing fireworks than us.
I did pitch my idea to Sean Barrows. I don't know how much power he has over there, the sports information guy. New scoreboard, the Tennessee State.
Like at Cov.
Yeah, and he shut it down immediately. He was like, no, I don't like that. It's hard to program for. I was like, okay.
Well, it is interesting, and Walker might be able to elaborate because I don't know if they use that scoreboard for one Knox, but the one over at Covenant, you've got graphics have to be conformed.
Yeah, well, that's what he was saying is that
it's a lot of work.
That's really difficult. Well, I mean, like, get a guy, do it. It looks good. As a fan, I feel like that is just an amazing touch.
Oh, the scoreboard at the Cov? Oh, that thing is awesome.
I wonder if Randy didn't want to do it just to have it be exclusive to the Cov.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, that you can do a lot of different stuff with that thing. That was my main role with them last year, is pretty much playing with the graphics board and doing a bunch of different stuff with it. You can make stuff full screen. You can make it to where it's just the middle Tennessee and everything else around it is something else.
Sure.
It's really cool.
Have you noticed we all are calling it the Cov? I think that's awesome.
I feel like
Cov is good.
I feel like I kind of put that out there.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't think
kind of proud.
I don't think I was calling it that, but now I'm calling it.
Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good feeling when you land one.
What are we going to call Lindsey Nelson?
I don't know. That's a good one. I was just going to say Mississippi State. That actually, I think, is one of the best.
The dude.
That's fantastic, man. What a name.
The dude abides. There, I put out a picture that I took today on Twitter and said the house that Tony built.
Mm-hmm.
And
that one's pretty.
There were like a couple of people that are like, "Oh man, he's gone. Let it go." It's like it's just posting a picture, man. Relax.
That's what Ballpark on the live chat. Coastal said that. He goes, "Just imagine if we had our national championship winning coach to field a team in that new stadium."
It's so weird that the Ballpark is finally here. I mean, we've been talking about it with Tony. I remember talking about it with Tony in 2019 before anybody even knew that we were playing baseball over there, and we were playing in the regional at North Carolina. and they have a really beautiful college ballpark over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember talking with Tony about it on the show is, hey, man, like, we need one of those over here. Like, that's pretty cool what they got going on. And he's like, yeah, we can do that and everything. And that was at the beginning. It was a 7-year odyssey to get where.
And it's still not going to be finished.
We are now. I mean, I think it'll be done by the end of the year or you know. But it was weird to be, after all the conversations we've had with Tony and that he's talked about publicly and everything, for it to finally be complete or on the precipice of completion, and he's not here.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
Tug at your heartstrings if you let it, Russ.
A little bit.
Think about it too long.
Little bit. I was looking forward to calling it Uncle Tony's Dinger Barn. That was my name for it.
The Dinger Barn?
No, Uncle Tony's Dinger Barn.
It's a mouthful.
I know, but I mean, again, it rolls off the tongue. You're not going to forget it.
If he had stayed, that was not Coastal Vol suggested the V.
Shooting gallery.
Launchpad.
Yeah, Launchpad's a good one.
Well, that was what we used to call the old Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta.
The Launchpad?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I've heard it referred to, I think, Beano, Cape Neyland, the Launchpad, where Tennessee has launched many a college football coach's career.
Well, yeah, let's not do that one. So, yeah, a lot of baseball today. Looking forward to it, man. If you get a chance to get out to a ball game this weekend, I'd imagine there's going to be seats available. I mean, you're going to want to go walk around and check it out. Lindsey Nelson, it looks fantastic. So, setting up a big show here this afternoon. A lot of basketball talk. Vols at Mississippi State tonight. When we continue, we're going to hear from Kim Caldwell. She met with the media, and she did address her controversial comments over the weekend when she said our team, quote, has a lot of quit in them following that embarrassing loss at South Carolina. We'll hear Kim talk about that today. And Tennessee football never stops. We got a quarterback commitment.
What?
Today.
Really?
Bear and Bob have done their show prep.
Don't
worry. I got you guys.
All right.
Like a Boy Scout, I'm always prepared. It is The Drive on Fan Run Radio. We'll take a quick break. We're back with more right after this.
The Drive.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life checking account from Citizens National Bank, offering extra benefits including bank travel. This September, experience the perfect fall getaway on the New England Rails and Sails Tour, or join CNB in October to chase the Northern Lights in Iceland. Get in on the fun by calling 865-429-7935.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
We're here with Dr. Stephen Malone from Malone and Costa Dentistry at Knoxville Smiles. Dr. Malone, I'm sure there are a lot of our listeners wondering if there's anything you can do to make their teeth look better.
What we like to do is a real thorough exam, which includes photographs and study models, so that we can sit down and actually treat the case before we ever touch the patient. And then sit down with those models and pictures and x-rays and everything that we need. And we form a treatment plan with the patient instead of trying to dictate everything to them. There's not a cookie cutter approach for anybody. It's individualized care.
It's that personalized service that I like most about Knoxville Smiles. It's why I go. You're more than just another patient there. You're treated like family. So whether you need just a routine dental cleaning, or if you're interested in learning more about their cosmetic dentistry services because you want to make your teeth straighter, whiter, and better looking, give them a call today. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you, 865-539-1776, or just go online to knoxvillesmiles.com.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Back here on The Drive, it's Fan Run Radio. Russell, Bob, and Bear back with you. Walker Smith on the board this afternoon, taking your phone calls. 865-966-3435, your phone number. If you want to call in today, call or text to the show, 865-966-3435. We'll go open lines this hour. Blake Levelvel of Southeastern 16 going to join us in hour number 2 to talk all things college hoops. Texter writes in, the Death Star was eventually finished in the movies, so why should we quit calling it the Death Star?
Well,
I don't know. I mean, because that picture, it just looked like it.
I believe you'll find the Death Star.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, we're getting a vote for the V on the YouTube chat. Kicked in the Vols wants to know what everyone's favorite ice cream flavor is.
Like, do we got to get specific, or can we just go with the basics?
What's your favorite ice cream? Answer the man's question, Walker.
I've been a chocolate guy all my life.
You're a chocolate guy?
Chocolate guy all my life.
Mm-hmm. I spoke on the live chat. I'm a mint chocolate chip guy. That's my fave.
Like the green mint with chocolate chips?
Well, I've had white, like vanilla.
Is there a difference?
No, not really. I just think they food color it. That's all.
I mean, chocolate chip ice cream is not the same as mint chocolate chip.
No, but you can get like
mint flavored.
Yeah, it's not green. No. They just food color it. That's all.
Bear, I'd take you as a vanilla guy.
No.
Mm-mm.
Strawberry.
Nope.
No, he's not a strawberry guy.
He looks Moose Tracks.
Mm-mm. Oh, I could.
Rocky
it's all
Road?
great. Nope.
Butter pecan.
Mm-mm.
That's what my mom liked. That's a
nope.
Turtle.
No. There's one. Like Jamocha. Coffee flavored ice cream.
Coffee flavored ice cream's good.
I do like coffee flavored ice cream.
I'm a big peanut butter guy, man. Like I ain't used to be, but I've told you about the Jenny's peanut butter and chocolate that they've got it at Whole Foods. Oh my God. So good.
Like my favorite, like branded flavor. If you've had Ben & Jerry's fish food ice cream. Oh,
I've had pretty much all the Ben & Jerry's.
Elite ice cream over there. They just do it right, Ben & Jerry.
Is that on the list of awesome things Bear hates?
Ben & Jerry's, yeah. I don't like chunky ice cream. I didn't say I hated it, but here we are. That's your deal.
It's on the list.
You know what they do now, by the way, and my wife discovered this for some get-together we had like last month. Blue Bunny makes, in the freezer section, it's vanilla ice cream.
What, Blue Bell?
Nope.
Blue Bunny.
Blue Bunny.
I'm familiar with the brand.
Is that like Bad Bunny?
No,
very different.
But it's kind of like soft serve.
Oh,
in a big container.
That's dangerous.
It is phenomenal.
That sounds dangerous.
So it's like you don't have to, sometimes it comes out like a big brick and it's hard to scoop it. This stuff, scoop goes in, scoop comes out.
I bet that's good for you, whatever they put into it.
And it's go time?
It's delicious.
It's go time.
It's delicious.
All right, well, let's get into some basketball talk here this afternoon on the show. Kim Caldwell meeting with the media over at the University of Tennessee today. A lot has been made about her comments over the weekend. Said her team's got a lot of quit in her. Would she care to address those comments today? She would. We'll hear from the head coach of the Lady Vols talking about the aftermath of the disaster in Columbia.
Yeah, we addressed it. Of course, you come in and you have this much conversation publicly, you address it as a team, and I think that they handled it very well. I think that they were mad, and they should have been mad. And I think we will get a response out of them. I think it'll stop happening. I think that they took accountability. I took accountability, and just move forward as a team.
Coach here in the back, do you think all of them taking that loss personally will kind of just benefit this team in the long run? And is their response something that you really wanted to see out of them after that game?
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope. The hope is that we can come back and we can point to this moment right now. That's not a flattering moment. It's not a flattering moment for our program. It's not a flattering moment for me. It's not a comfortable situation for me to be here in this seat and have drawn attention to a failure and made it more public by my comments. But I hope that it's a turning point and we can go, well, that worked. That's my hope.
Coach, sometimes when you have such a talented younger class of players, whether at the high school level, college level, wherever you're at, you kind of, when you don't see fire from your team, you go, okay, well, time to work with the group for next year. How do you balance that in the sense of, hey, I got this talented group of, younger players, but also I got this talented class of seniors who we have to win now because we're here at Tennessee?
Yeah, we have to win now because we're here at Tennessee. We have to represent our brand. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to give up on a team. I'm never going to turn the page. I'm never going to scrap it. I'm never going to do that. I want to keep our freshmen. I want to retain our freshmen. I think our freshmen do things the right way, but never in a million years am I going to turn the page to next year. I'm not going to do it when we're tied for second in the SEC. I'm not going to do it when we're top 25 in the country. I'm not going to do it when we're not top 25 in the country or we're dead last in the SEC. It's not who I am. It's not what a leader does.
Kim Caldwell earlier today addressing the controversy stemming from her comments after the 40-plus point defeat at South Carolina on Saturday. So she, clearly aware of the fallout from those comments, does not really apologize for them. She certainly doesn't have to. I don't think we need. I don't need to see the claw marks on her back. It's not that big a deal, but
she just needs to get it fixed.
Yeah, she's aware of it and says that, they're ready to put it behind her and go back to work.
She did say, I don't think I caught this in the sound, but one of her other quotes was, I think the biggest failure I had as a coach is we were playing really well. And I sat here and talked about how proud I was of their mindset. I feel we checked a box and moved on. And she said, it feels to me like these players respond better if I'm mad at them, which I don't know how to take that, but
I don't either.
Does
she feel like she tempted the wrath of the thing, whatever high top?
Yeah, maybe. And so we'll see. I mean,
complacent.
Yeah. But she said that she can tell with the other thing I'd heard was she could tell when her players, she goes, I'll ask them, you think you can win this game? And they say, yes. She goes, I believe them when they say that. So I don't know if that meant there's times where they're like, we're not sure we can. I don't know, man. It's give her credit for at least going out and actually bringing up the actual topic that happened post game.
Yeah, because nobody had the guts to flat out, hey, you said this. People are feeling some kind of way about it. Your thoughts?
Yep. Somebody on the live chat said felt like she had been coached on what to say, and I don't doubt there was some of that happened for sure.
I don't know if she's coached, but I would bet $1,000 that their media relations person pulled her aside and said, hey, there's been a lot of talk about this. You're probably going to get asked about it. So be prepared. Just, say what you want to say, but
yeah, if you got a good comms person, you better listen to them because usually they're in tune with what we've been hearing and talking about. So,
done. Move on.
I think so. But
I tell you what, your next game is against Kelly Harper, and Missouri's coming in here. And if you lose that game at home to that coach,
people are going
to be bad.
And she's coming in here loaded for bear. If you're Kelly Harper,
you're
wanting to stick it and
sure.
I think that's the thing. We focused a lot, as we should have, on that South Carolina loss and the Connecticut loss, but also right around that was that loss at home to Mississippi State by 20 points. And that's a team that you beat earlier in the season. It's one thing to be outclassed by two of the top 3 or 4 teams in the country. I get that. Didn't like the effort on Sunday, but man, when you lose a game at home to a team that you've already beaten and you get your butt handed to you, I think those are all the things. And so to your point, Russ, they need to come out guns blazing against Missouri, and then let's see what happens against Texas too. Because I don't necessarily expect them to beat Texas, but man, you're on home court. Make that a close game. If they show all those things, then that to me is progress. Okay, that's like reversing the tide, but we'll see.
When is that Missouri game? Is that
tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. Okay.
And then Texas on Sunday.
All right, so that's what's going on in Lady Vol world. Meanwhile, and by the way, great line here from Derek in the text box, the aftermath of the disaster.
Where is that? I didn't see it. That's awesome.
No, disaster math.
Ah, nice. Oh, okay.
I'm going to put that one in the Drive dictionary, the disaster math.
I like it. Also, it's Lady Vol Alumni Weekend.
So, I mean, that's rough because that's
the show better be good.
Yeah, and they know, all those women know what it's supposed to look like here. You're not being late to practice.
No. So Tennessee men tonight on the road in Starkville to take on Mississippi State. The Bulldogs are 11-12.
Ooh.
They'll tip off at 9 p.m. Eastern time down at the Hump. You can watch it on ESPN2. Roy Philpott and our old pal Richard Hendricks, no relation to Jimmy, will have the call.
He's that Alabama dude.
Yes.
Yeah, old Mississippi State is 86th on Ken Palm. 126th in offensive efficiency and 62nd in defensive efficiency. This should be what we call a standing up meeting if the boys do what they're capable of doing. I mean, the good stuff.
Tennessee, a 7.5-point favorite tonight at the Hump. Looking for a victory 92 all-time against Mississippi State. Third most against any opponent.
I think that game is pretty easy, man. Josh Hubbard is going to shoot like a bazillion times. Let him shoot. Make somebody else beat you.
Boswell on Hubbard?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, they really don't, we heard it from Shump yesterday. They really don't have much more besides him this year.
There's no Tolu Smith or Eric Dampier or Jarvis Vernado down there.
No, they had a guy, I forget his name now, Cameron Matthews, who was on that team with Tolu Smith. He was just like a glue guy.
Yeah.
And he made life hell for us when we'd play. He's like 6'6", 6'7", played great defense. They don't have those kind of guys this year.
Like that. He was like that McLaughlin guy at Vandy.
Yeah, that's a good comparison, actually. Yeah.
It was just like, you know he's not going to be an NBA player, but he's just a really good college player that his team cannot win without. Boy, I watched most of the second half of Vandy and Auburn last night. Money on Auburn. Like an idiot. Lost both my bets. Thanks a lot, Illinois, last night. Not that I'm bitter. But Vanderbilt, I haven't been watching them much since they've had their little skid. And I'm watching them last night. This team is fantastic. Like, they're really good.
They're a fun watch, really.
So I don't know really what happened in their games against Oklahoma and some of the other teams that have beaten them lately, but they are tough to guard.
Oklahoma, I'm not sure what. Oklahoma just got hot early and then
held on,
but they're not, what you probably also noticed about Vandy, they're not very big. So that's what's happened like against teams like Florida and some others is you just you get physical with them. And I mean, that could be an edge for us if we can hit some damn layups, right? Some 5-footers.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of guys I want to see perform well tonight. Obviously, Ament and Gillespie are our guys. Like, if they don't play well, we're probably not going to win regardless of the opponent.
Yeah.
On the road, SEC, those guys don't show up tonight. Yeah, we're getting beat. But outside of that, Estrella, this is a big bounce back moment for him. He was disappointed. Hey, you're allowed to have a stinker. It happens in college basketball. He's not the first guy we've had go up to Kentucky and fail to perform. But you need to bounce back. You need to put it behind you and build on the positive performance you had since then. We talked about Richard Hendricks doing our game against Alabama last time. I mean, that was, I feel like, Estrella's best game of the season, probably. In a big moment, he gave us big minutes. And, he doesn't have to go for 20 and 10 tonight, but show up, be a force. And like you said, for heaven's sakes, man, and you got a layup at the rim, make it.
We literally are better than Mississippi State. I'm just looking at the team stats per game in every measure. We shoot better than them. just saying a lot. We shoot free throws better than them. Rebounding, that's a no-brainer. We're pretty even with them in turnovers. They turn over the ball about the same amount that we do. This is, again, and now the spread has, since we just talked, it was 7.5. It's dropped down to 6.5, but that just means there's probably a lot of people heavying up on
state.
Tennessee, or state rather. So I don't know. I don't, like you said, I don't want to tempt the wrath, but I just feel like this is one we should go and take care of business. Don't make it interesting. Don't let them hang around.
Yeah, the 9 p.m. tip should be interesting to see how we come out. I'm not going to sit here and say it's entertaining or a big game or anything like that, but this is the definition of a handle your business game for Rick Barnes and the boys. It's, hey, man, it doesn't have to be pretty. If you win a rock fight, you win a rock fight. It's whatever. Only thing that matters is this is a game you shouldn't lose. You come out of here with a dub. Let's beat LSU. Boy, dude, they suck. Let's handle them Saturday and handle Oklahoma, and then we'll take our shot at those Vandy boys.
Mm-hmm.
Vandy boys.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that box score for Vandy and Auburn. You're right. They Tyler Tanner had himself a night.
God, man, he's good.
Also, this will make you feel old. It made me feel old. There's a guy on Vandy's team. He's a good player. He played 32 minutes. His name is Chandler Bing. And they said last night on the call, did you hear that?
He hates Friends.
Well, no, he said he had never even heard of the character's name in Friends. Was what I
Until when?
Somebody brought it up to him.
Realize that's where
this year.
That's where his mom got the idea for his name.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I just thought that was wild. It was. I mean, that show was 30 years ago, so
yeah, it was in the popular lexicon when he was born.
Yeah,
probably.
The other thing about Devin McLaughlin, you know that he's Chester McLaughlin's nephew.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Very athletic family.
They got a guy, Tyler Nickel, who shoots the three really well. And you know what number he wears?
5.
Oh, 5.
How cute.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, we'll get to your phone calls. You want to jump in, now's a good time to take a shot. 865-966-3435. Your phone number to get on board, 966-3435. Tennessee football gets a quarterback commitment for the class of 2027. That did not take long. We'll tell you who it is and what you can expect about a future QB here on Rocky Top. Stay tuned. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. You're locked onto Fan Run Radio, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and online at fanrunradio.com.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia, courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys, every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. We're excited to continue our free stump grinding promotion with Fan Run Radio this year through March 31st. If you've got problem trees in your yard, give us a call and we'll come out and cut them down and grind the stumps for free when you mention you heard us right here on Fan Run Radio. Take it from Russ. We'll treat you right at ECR Total Landscapes.
That's right, Evan. I had the ECR team out to Stately Smith Manor last year, and they took down a bunch of trees for me and grinded the stumps for free. Now I don't have to worry about those trees falling on my house, and my yard looks much better. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes.
Thanks, Russ. Call us today and we'll come out and give you a free estimate. Our number is 865-384-2012. And our website is ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation, or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Fan Run Radio, the drive continues. Wednesday afternoon edition of the show. Boys coming at you loud and proud here on Fan Run Radio. And Tennessee football, the action never stops. Always something going on. Tennessee gets a commitment number 5 for the class of 2027. Talking about high school prospects. Tennessee gets a quarterback today. He is Derek Baker. He is a 6-foot, 220-pounder out of Milton High School in Fort Myers, Florida. A consensus 3-star right now on the recruiting websites. And
is he a walk-on?
I don't think so. I think this is the guy we're taking. And I think you are always going to struggle. This is like taking Merklinger at the year after we signed Nico. You sign a 5-star, it's going to be hard to sign another top-notch guy right after that.
But you have to have some type of plan or a decent backup.
Yeah, as much as college football recruiting has changed through the years, I go back to David Cutcliffe used to always say, you want to sign one every year, with the idea, back then that you would have 4 on campus and like you would rotate through them. Now, of course, it's different because guys are going to bolt and all that stuff. And you'd like to have 3, but you at least got to have 2. And it just doesn't feel like you're ever going to have like 4 great quarterbacks on campus anymore. But, you were always going to struggle to get the top elite guy in this class. And I don't know that this sounds crazy, but I don't know that you even want that anymore because of what we have been talking about for a long time now, which is money distribution.
Yeah, you don't want to have a bunch of dead money.
Yeah, I mean, like how many – if Joey comes back this year, you're going to have 2 guys, McIntyre and Faison Brandon. You have a lot of money tied up in guys that you hope aren't going to play. So, like, you just have to – unless you're Texas Tech or Ohio State, you have to plan for that, man. Like, you can't – I don't think Tennessee has plenty of money. They're in good financial position, better than most. Certainly top 15 in the country in war chest money, maybe top 10. But I don't – it's just not a good allocation of resources to have.
It's not.
Multiple elite starting quarterback, money guys on the bench. I think you want one of those every year, knowing that that's going to be quote unquote wasted money. But A, you got to have them for a backup just in case something happens to your starter. And B, ideally your starter the next year, whenever that guy comes in, is experienced. Like he's at least been in your program for a year. You know,
gotten some games, got blooded up a little.
Yeah. You don't want your backup coming in out of the portal. I wouldn't think.
No.
Unless there's some sort of long-term plan there.
It's funny. You get so because I agree with what you're saying. You get so preconditioned when I saw the news of this guy, and I was like, "Oh, 3-star, yay!" But at the same time, it does make sense because we've been lamenting the situation we're in, where it's like, yeah, we got a bunch of good guys. Only one of them can play at a time, and in this day and age, that means one of them's probably going to leave, and you waste money holding them back like that. So
all that to say, doesn't necessarily mean that this dude won't be great. And this is the thing that's so hard about college or high school football recruiting anymore, and basketball as well, is, man, anything could happen. There's a time when,
the dice.
10, 15 years ago, you sign a guy, whether he's this guy, George McIntyre, whatever, it's like, okay, like obviously the coaches like this kid. He might not be a dude that's projected to start as a freshman or sophomore, but project type guy. And eventually, like you always sign a quarterback thinking someday he's going to be my starter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if that's the thought anymore when you take guys like this. I think there's a part of the coaching staffs that are like, well, we got to have somebody. We got to have somebody on the roster. We got to have somebody to run practices and stuff like that. This kid could end up being Taven Jackson, where he stays here for a year, does not play, and then transfers, and we never hear much of him anymore. He could be, a guy that sticks around for a couple of years and plays a little bit. He could be a superstar. Like you just don't know. And I think that kind of makes it hard for some of our fans to follow. It's not as exciting, right?
Yeah. No, that's right. He's already sounds like he already weighs more than George McIntyre.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting build, like a 6 foot, 6'1", 220 pounds.
Yep.
I do think I saw somewhere where he missed a bunch of football last year as he's injured. Seems to be a recurring theme with these quarterbacks that we're signing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that's like a diamond in the rough type guy that like not a lot of people knew about that we were able to get in on. So you can read it any way you want to. Derek texting about Tony Vitello says they should have had him come back when the league play starts and honor him in the new stadium that he built. I mean, that would be great. He is managing the San Francisco Giants.
Well, you don't have a whole lot of off time.
No, we were talking about that at the stadium today with distinguished fan run alum and Rocky Top Inside staffer now, Rick Butler. We were saying, so remind us, it's like, man, it's going to be tough for him to get here.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. And he left.
Particularly in year one, he's got a little bit going on.
Yeah. I've not watched the interview that Withrow and Hutton did with him for Outkick, but I just can't. The wound is still a little raw. But I've heard from people who have watched it that said like he kind of went out of his way to pump up Elander, and
he did. Yeah. I felt that way for sure.
You think he'll be watching Saturday or Friday? You think Tony, if he gets a couple of minutes to him, so I'm sure he's busy, but you think he pulls up the stream on SEC Network Plus?
Wouldn't surprise me. Bear, how do you feel? Would you want to watch that interview with Withrow and Hutton, or does it still hurt too much?
I mean, a little, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I watched about 15 seconds and then he flashed that smile and I just couldn't handle the pain. Man.
Dreamy eyes. You find yourself staring into the whirlpool.
I just
got sucked in, huh?
It's been easier for me. You guys had the rapport with him, so I did not. So
I mean, he was on during COVID's when we really bonded with him and helped, did our part. Me and Russ and Trey to bring people to the baseball program. So. We didn't talk. That's the weird part. We really didn't talk about sports that much with him that year.
No,
there's nothing going on. So
those were better Tony interviews too, man. It was simpler times. But
I really think a lot of people, got to know him because we just talk about random stuff.
That was the other thing I found myself while we were taking the tour of Lindsey Nelson today is, yes, it's nice. It's more than that. It's great. It's fantastic. It's the realization of a dream. A lot of hard work and everything went into it. But
yeah, I know where you're going.
It's kind of like your favorite band. Like if you grew up, you see us playing in the small clubs, and then all the next they're playing the stadiums.
Arenas. Yeah, stadiums. Yeah,
and you're like, man, those days when they were just playing the clubs and they were young and hungry. Those are the best days. Like, I don't know the attendance basically doubles at this place. It goes from 4,500 to over 8,000. I don't know that it's going to be ever going to be louder and rowdier than it was
spring of
2021 when Drew Gilbert hit the shot heard round the world.
Probably not. It's very similar to how I feel about how I always felt. I mean, it's been forever now. Stokely in Food City Center. I mean, you don't understand. I don't know. Part of it was I was a kid going in there and everything seemed bigger and louder and better. But I mean, it was insane.
Well, it's just a different vibe, and it's been this way the past 2 or 3 seasons, I think, especially after the championship last year, where the ticket prices have gone way up. You used to be able to get in there for nothing. And there'd be like, just 30 drunk college kids right behind first base. Like that makes a huge difference. Like 30 of those guys can make more noise than like the 400 we've got now that are like in that cattle pen over there down in the corner.
Yeah. They can affect the game. They did.
And now you've got, the casuals come in and the people who can afford it, and it's a social scene, and that's fine. Like we obviously
they're polite people.
We need their money. Yeah, they're polite people, but they're not like the damn hooligans that were in there.
They're probably real baseball fans, but what was the kid? Trey, the first baseman from LSU, he talked about it. That year.
Yeah.
They got all in his head.
Good hecklers.
He said they were ruthless.
Hey, back to this Derek Baker for a second. And you may have mentioned it and I didn't catch it, so forgive me. Did you mention the names of the other schools he's holding on?
I did not.
From?
What are they?
Auburn, Florida State, Indiana, Kentucky, Miami, Ohio State, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State. So, I mean, some programs not so good, but man, Ohio State, Miami, Indiana, Ole Miss. I mean, that's a pretty good haul for a 3-star.
Yeah. To Bear's question about, is it a walk-on? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. I think this is a guy that was just hurt a little bit, so his rating isn't what it should be because he wasn't on camp circuits or whatever the previous year. And it sounds like we may have got
diamond in the rough.
Like we
project.
But also it's like, what happens if he goes out and just balls out this year, his senior year, and people start really pressing for him? And then it's like he comes back to us and it's like, hey, whatever our agreement with him now is, I've got freaking Kiffin down at LSU offering me, $3 million to go pay. Like you just don't know what could possibly happen down there. And the walk-on thing, like you're recruiting guys that aren't walk-ons, but it's like, hey, I'll give you a scholarship. You come here and compete. Everybody needs that guy.
Sure.
So it's hard to even tell what a walk. My guess is that this dude is a guy that we really like and want, and we got
potential in.
Hey, how many people wanted Fernando Mendoza?
Joey Aguilar.
Yeah.
Chambliss.
I mean, but it's kind of always been that way. I think it's going to happen less now. So I read a article about how you're going to see less and less FCS grads in Super Bowls because those kids are getting identified now in their FCS schools and getting big money to come to Power 4. So I think I can't remember which year. It was very recently where it was peak, but it was like 20 or 30% less FCS guys.
It's almost like this is becoming AAA baseball.
No,
college is AAA, NFL is
man.
the big leagues, and FCS is AA.
So that's the problem. I think that's the biggest stumbling block because it is AAA baseball basically.
These guys are just out here climbing the ladder.
This came from someone in the 901 on the text box saying that Derek Baker missed his entire junior year. That's why he was a 3-star. So kind of what we were saying. He got his Tennessee offer the summer before his junior year when he was doing summer camps.
So got his offer and then got hurt, season-ending injury.
Yeah.
And then here we are. He's going to be heading into his senior year.
Coming up, hour number 2 of the drive. It'll begin with Walker Smith and the top 4 at 4. And then we're going to visit with a new guest. We've never had him on the show. Bob knows him, Blake Levelvel. He's with Southeastern 16, and he is an SEC basketball guy. I figured like having a Mississippi State beat writer on or something would be kind of boring. After a 2 or 3 minutes, like, what are we going to talk to him about? So maybe take kind of a 10,000-foot view of the league and what's happening right now, and Tennessee's place in it.
Blake's a good dude, knows ball. I think he'll enjoy it. He's a fun guest.
And Bruce Pearl.
Oh,
strong words today for Nate Oats. Yeah, he's not holding back, man. None of this. It's pretty
rich
in the
coming
media.
from
Some would say pot calling kettle, but still, I was there for it. Anything against Nate Oats, I'm down with it.
We'll hear from Brucifer coming up in hour number 2 of the show. Stay with us. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Surfside is made with vodka, real tea, and real juice, and has only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. No bubbles, no troubles. That's why Surfside was named the 2025 Spirit Brand of the Year by MarketWatch. Their variety packs come with options: iced tea, lemonade, or green tea. Find your flavor by trying them all. Surfside, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Party smart.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
Hour number 2 of the Drive underway here on Fan Run Radio. It's time for the Top 4 at 4. It's brought to you this afternoon by our friends at Knoxville Smiles. Walker Smith.
What's up, Russ?
Oh, not much. What's up with you?
Oh, nothing much. Enjoying a beautiful, beautiful day. Tell you what, I took my dog sitting for my mom over in Sequoia Hills. Took her out for a walk over by the boulevard. It was just absolutely stunning how beautiful it is right now.
Walk her out there with the beautiful people, walking the dog on Cherokee Boulevard. Oh, man. Did you wear shorts?
Oh, yeah, I wore shorts.
Shorts and T-shirt, just out there.
Yep, just
soaking up some rays, a little vitamin D.
A little bit. Just get a little sunshine.
Good.
We haven't had sunshine in a long time here. Feels like. It's felt like decades. But enough of that. Let's get to the top 4.
Indeed.
At number 1, Tennessee basketball looks to rebound from its loss at Rupp tonight as they go on the road to play Mississippi State. Tip-off is a late one at 9 p.m. and is showing on ESPN2. The Vols are a 7.5-point favorite.
It's down to 6.5.
6.5 now?
It just shifted, though, like in the last half hour.
Well, there it is. It's kind of given me bad kind of vibes like we had at the end of last season against Ole Miss. Remember when we had to go down there and it was
these games are always tough.
There's a 9 p.m. tip-off on the road against a team that we're better than. But
we absolutely should win tonight, but if you're chiseling it into stone, if you just we're gonna no problem Mississippi State, LSU, Oklahoma, like we'll have another 3-game win streak, and you're already looking ahead to Vandy a week from Saturday. It's the SEC, man. It's different. This might be a better question for Blake Levelvel coming up here in just a few minutes, Bob. But Chris Jans down there, like he was pretty good the first 2 years, not good this year.
Yeah.
Does he get a mulligan? Do they even care down there? How do they approach a bad season?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, he's actually, I think he's taken him to the tournament each of the years he's been there. That's not going to happen this year. So I got to believe he's got a little more, rope.
Not going to can him.
I wouldn't think. It's not a big destination for college basketball either. So,
but definitely feeling some heat going into next year.
I would think so.
I would think so. At number 2, 6 former Tennessee football players were invited to the NFL Scouting Combine, according to the list of invites announced by the league today. The list includes Jermod McCoy, Colton Hood, Chris Brazzell II, Joshua Josephs, Miles Kitzelman, and Bryson Eason.
They're going to the Combine?
Combine. NFL Combine.
That's a lot. How many did you?
6.
I think we had, was it just 2 last year?
It was
maybe 4.
Did Pierce go to the Combine? Or did he? Because we had multiple guys that could have gone but didn't, I feel like. Because, the Combine is a whole...
I can't remember. I just go by invites. If you want as many of your guys to be invited, that's the sign of a healthy program. And so, hey, want all of those guys to get drafted. That's a great, we talk about recruiting and Derek Baker. There's hardly any better recruiting tool than seeing your team get a bunch of guys drafted during the NFL draft.
Oh, yeah. And we're about to have a pretty significant draft for Tennessee. I mean, all the mocks have at least 2 Vols going in the first round. And Jermod McCoy and either Chris Brazzell or Colton Hood. So we could end up having 3 if we're lucky enough.
Yeah.
3 first-round draft picks, even though one was hurt all year. But if you got 3 first-round picks, you should have made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that first round has become such a made-for-TV event.
It takes so long.
Well, you get 3 guys on that thing. I mean, that's a terrific billboard for your program.
For sure. At number 3, multiple MLB stars are already headed to the injury list and are in doubt for opening day as pitchers and catchers report this week. Mets Francisco Lindor, Diamondbacks Corbin Carroll, and Orioles Jackson Holliday are all set to have surgery and will likely miss all of spring training. And by the way, all of them,
the hamate bone,
have the same injury in the hand.
It's the same bone that Garrett Wright on the Vols has broken and is trying to recover from.
Yes. It's a weird injury. I remember Passon, because of all this, put out a tweet today about it. Like, it's this weird bone right underneath your pinky that's apparently very easily breakable for these guys. And, like, the recovery time is about 6 to 8 weeks. But some guys report that even after the recovery, it takes months to get your power back.
Well, that's not good.
That's what Passon said. So, not great. Not great.
No.
No.
Just full of good news today, aren't you, Walker?
All right, we have some good news coming up. Everyone's favorite news, of course. At number 4, it's time for your Winter Olympics update from another packed day in Milan.
Cortino.
There were multiple.
What's with the accents now? What do you guys?
There were multiple finals in certain events, and one of the premier events of the games, men's hockey, began today as well. And with the latest medal count, I send it over to my partner, Mr. Bear.
Thank you, Walker. The U.S. team added gold medals in 2 different events. Jordan Stoltz, basically he's like the Michael Jordan of speed skating, won the 1,000-meter
household name
event. Elizabeth Limley, she won gold in women's moguls along with Jalen Koff. Women's moguls.
Moguls?
It's an alpine skiing. You know the big bumps they bump down on?
Yeah.
They come down. It's a short
Those
hill.
Are moguls?
They're called moguls.
Like media moguls?
No. Snow moguls.
Snow moguls.
Well, I'm trying to get the word MOGULS.
Yeah, moguls.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an event, and Jalen Koff also won silver. So it was first and second in that one. They, of course, joined Breezy Johnson.
Of course.
The team, the American figure skating team.
Mm-hmm.
And is winning gold. We are up to number 3 in the medal standings.
Hey, we're number 3.
By the way, I got to give these guys a little credit. Mogul, if you go to dictionary.com, it is the first definition, a bump or mound of hard snow on a ski slope. So even more so than, because I thought like you did, Russ, like media mogul.
Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah. But
did you not ski?
Me?
When you were young? Either one of you guys?
I did when I was younger. I would get near it
assumed that
now.
everybody knew what that was. I don't know.
No, I knew what it was, but I've heard it before, but I was always like, let's see what it really means.
We also have an update on Walker's top 5 at 5 kicker yesterday.
Yes.
That of biathlete Sterla Holm Legreed, who spoke out.
No, that's the girlfriend of the biathlete.
Well, I've screwed that up, haven't I?
Yes, you have. I mean, you guys are the most bunch of incompetent boobs I have ever seen.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Hey,
one
you know
thing
what? You know what
you want to do.
Watch your mouth.
You can't even get this right.
Watch your mouth.
We can't get it right. It's absurd.
Sterla is the girlfriend.
I got that, Russ. Okay.
I don't think you do.
No, I do. You're just waiting for an excuse to just completely crap all over.
I'm waiting for this to be over. Is what I'm waiting for.
His country.
These guys just
hate supporting
do it.
America.
The way it was written by
she's from Norway, Walker.
The former girlfriend of the Norwegian Olympic medalist said it will be hard to forgive him for cheating on her.
Yeah.
And for turning the aftermath into a public moment following his medal-winning performance. A statement on Instagram said, "I did not choose to be put in this position.
Of course not.
And it hurts to have to be in it. We have had contact, and he is aware of my position on this." When a woman says that you are aware of her position on this, it's very rarely good.
Time to move on, guy.
Yeah.
She's just one fish in the sea.
Yep.
I don't even know why he went this route. I mean, you're in Milan. You're an Olympic medalist. You know, you can shoot good. Obviously, very
if you're
athletic.
this girl, like, what do you like? Whatever guy she's dating now, because you're gonna, even if you ask her out like 5 years from now, you're gonna Google her, right? And this is gonna be the first thing that pops up for the rest of her life, unless she does something spectacular. You're like, oh yeah, you were at the center of a international news cycle for a couple of days back in 2026. It's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you guys in your want to.
You know what? Sit back for a minute with one of your acerbic comments, Baskerville.
No, I'm being serious.
The skier's name is Sterla Holm Legreed.
That is their name.
Yeah,
they
girlfriend's name is not. So you assume something, you crapped all over it, threw us off, called us idiots, and I don't appreciate it, Smith.
Put that
when
in
you
your
were
pipe
wrong.
smoking.
You were
Moguls.
wrong.
Hey, you didn't know that.
Yeah, I
You're-
did. I just let you do that thing where you had me doubting myself. Man, you sigh all the damn time. I don't know, man.
I sigh all the time?
Yeah, when you're, prolonged sighs when me or Walker screwed up something. You roll your eyes. And we were right. We were killing it. Your little sidekick over there.
What? I was.
You got jokes for days, Bob Baskerville. Jokes for days.
No, I mean, I'm saying what? How many days left of this do you have?
We got
God.
about a
This
week and a half.
next week?
Yeah.
Week and a half.
And we'll have a wrap up on
Got a lot
the
to build
Monday
on,
after.
that's all.
Guess
closing
what starts
ceremonies.
tomorrow?
What's the what?
U.S. men's hockey plays their first game
You know,
tomorrow.
we have this huge broadcast facility here in West Knoxville. You guys could do a podcast. You could do a video series. You could do some vlogs. You can blog on the website. Like
We're doing video right now?
We need
on the sports show that we're on.
We need content for this. Yeah, you don't have to take the good thing that people like that's an audience and just crap all over it. You don't have to do that. That's a choice you make. It's a decision.
You make the same choice.
Sorry, we're using the platform to bring support to our great country
Oh,
for
yeah.
these athletes that are
It's
across the world.
college
competing
sport,
against
college
the
football,
best.
college basketball.
Nothing says I
baseball,
support my
the
home
NFL.
country.
He's not going to
like,
talk about it.
let's get into the love life of a couple of Norwegian skiers. I mean, I just get
It was a human
I
interest
just
story.
get
You
very
fool.
patriotic
missed the part
whenever
where
I
you're not
hear about it.
Did you miss
patriotic.
the part where we won another gold medal today too? Right before that.
Yeah, evidently I did. Must have gone into some sort of alternate state. Kind of like I do when I go to Knoxville Smiles and they give me the gas little thing on my nose. I
That's
just kind of
professional, right?
lean
Maybe
back.
some more.
Actually, I've
Professional.
never had that at Knoxville Smiles, but if I ever do, if I ever have a tooth that's got to come out or something like that, I can rest assured that they're going to take great care of me and my dental health at Knoxville Smiles. You check them out online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you, knoxvillesmiles.com. Blake Levelvel of Southeastern 16 coming up here just a few moments on the program, and we will talk all things SEC hoops with him as Tennessee gets set to head down to the hump. Chris Hudson says we need a segment with Bear and Snoop Dogg for the Olympics. Talk about next level.
I'd be fine with that.
Knox Stacks 1562 says, I assumed Bear dropped the Olympics when the Soviets were done.
I'm not the one who won't root for his home country and thinks these are all stupid sports. That would be Russell.
Now, somebody said in the text box, and I'm being serious here.
Yeah, you sound very serious.
No. Well, they said this is like when Bear tried to give PGA updates. Did you? I wasn't around with the show. Did you used to do that?
Yeah, and then he would make fun of me, and then when I started getting serious about it and doing it right, then he lost interest.
Yeah, then
the only joy in life he gets is running me down.
Well,
it's disgusting.
It was absolutely hysterical. But then he would get mad when I would sit here and rip on him for how bad it was. So he actually started putting in effort and trying, which he never does with anything around here. And then all of a sudden he got halfway
I've
decent
never
at
asked.
it. And then it was just a golf segment. Then we were just talking about golf on the show, which sucks. So we had to stop doing it.
Well, golf's a great sport.
It is a great sport, but I mean, like, we can turn the transmitter off and get better ratings than like actually talking
Pebble
about
Beach
golf.
Pro-Am is this week.
Yeah, I used to be in charge. It was Bear Sports Update. There's music and everything for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Michael Motes says actually watching one of Bear's meltdowns is entertaining. I'm beginning to think this YouTube thing is really going to take off.
I mean, it's filled with all your sycophants. Reassuring you that your evilness is okay. Your interpersonal communicating style.
Evilness. I mean, just trying to do a radio show here. I don't think it's particularly evil myself. Bruce Pearl. Some people think he's evil. Some people think Nate Oats is evil. Who's evil? I don't know. What is evil? Who knows anything in this crazy world we live in? But Bruce Pearl speaking out on, what is this, on TV?
He first of all, he's doing, man, he pivoted into TV like crazy. He was doing color commentary on a CBS game on Sunday. And he also does studio work for TNT because they're doing college basketball.
I think this is what this is.
That's what it was from last night.
All right, so this is Bruce Pearl last night talking about Nate Oats and the Bediako situation.
So I think then they make a decision. Nate said he'd play him 100 times again. What it tells me is that Nate really doesn't care about the SEC. He doesn't care about the NCAA. And it's fine. You're going to care about your student athletes. That's fine. But you're a member of this conference, and you're a member of the NCAA. What about the rest of the team? What about the rest of the players? Why should those 5 teams have had to play against an ineligible player? And I think it was selfish, and I think it was wrong.
I mean, I think Bruce Pearl, a couple of things here. First of all, it's pretty shocking he was pretty milquetoast when he dipped his toe into the pool of this situation a week or so ago, like most coaches were. Surprised to hear him basically say, hey, the guy doesn't care. I guess the second thing is, of course, he's right. I don't think anybody disputes that. But the third thing I would say, Bob, is should Nate Oats care? He's paid a lot of money by Alabama to win basketball games for Alabama. What is his larger responsibility to the conference?
It's a dilemma for sure. And boy, it feels like Nate's doubling down. You know, he's been drawing a lot of comparisons to international pro players who are playing collegiately, which is not the same. He called out Chris Beard's point guard.
That is what he clings to, man.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So it's like, man, you take the L. I think it's honorable. He's supposedly they're gonna keep him on scholarship, let him finish school. Great, good for him. But it's like I just don't want to.
He ain't finishing school.
Well, you never know.
He's back in the G League by this time next week.
Well, you never know. Never know. Maybe he's a tremendous student.
I will eat my hat if that guy is in school a year from now.
What I was struck by more is, and Bruce has tried to own some of it recently, but it is pretty, as Bear said earlier, it's pretty rich that Bruce is kind of casting stones.
Bob.
Yeah.
And Chris Jans.
Chris Beard.
Or Chris Beard
yeah.
called him out too.
Chris Beard called him out because, again, Oates called out his point guard. And by the way, those two teams play tonight, Ole Miss and Alabama. Wow. And Beard was like, hey, man.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah, I was like, this is not apples to apples. This kid did, he didn't play in high school. He immediately went pro. It's different in Europe. He hasn't exhausted any college eligibility.
He didn't leave college to go pro and then want to come back.
That's right.
Yeah, but should Oates escalate the situation with Beard and throw the nuclear option?
Which is what?
Call him out on, whatever happened in Austin with his now wife. She allegedly broke his reading glasses.
I'd be there for it.
And he allegedly shook the hell out of him.
Because I'll tell you what, if we start going down that path, that's like full WWE stuff happening in the SEC.
I feel like we could stay pretty clean. And
that's true. But
Deacon,
hey Nate, I heard you talking about me. I don't appreciate you coming after me, my program, and why don't we just leave it at that? Okay, keep my kids out of it. This is between you and me. Oh yeah, Chris, you stopped beating your wife? Whoa!
Yeah.
Quick timeout. The drive continues. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
East Tennessee Sports Authority. This is Fan Run Radio. Knoxville.
Check out Lenoir City's newest place to hang out, watch sports, and drink the best craft beers in America. The Casual Pint Lenoir City is now open on Highway 321. They've got over 30 beers on tap, with everything from lagers and pilsners to sours and IPAs, as well as stouts, porters, and brown ales. You can also create your own six-pack from their singles cooler or pick up some packaged beer and a growler fill to go. And be sure to bring your appetite because they have a great menu featuring appetizers, brats, burgers, flatbreads, and wings. It's the Casual Pint Lenoir City, now open on Highway 321 across from Gold's Gym in Lenoir City. Swing by and check them out, and don't forget to tell them Fan Run Radio sent you.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah. They specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Where are the best ribs in the Volunteer State? Rickard Ridge. Who has the best barbecue catering packages in East Tennessee? Rickard Ridge. And where is the most beautiful setting to enjoy a meal with family and friends? Rickard Ridge. Rickard Ridge Barbecue. Just a quick ride up I-75, take exit 134, hang a right, and Rickard Ridge is on your left, just inside Cove Lake State Park.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Welcome back. The drive continues here on Fan Run Radio. Russell and Bob back with you. Bear and Walker through the glass on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon in East Tennessee. Thanks so much for being along for the ride this afternoon as we get set to talk SEC hoops with Blake Levelvel, our returning champion. He writes for the Southeastern 16, actually does a couple of shows there on podcasts and video and all that good stuff. Blake, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Yeah, doing well, guys. Good to talk to you as always.
Yeah, man, thanks for jumping in here. SEC hoops, we got about 4 weeks to go here down the stretch, and kind of a logjam at the top of the standings. Of course, you anticipate this as the conference expands to 16 teams. You're going to have more teams fighting for a piece of the pie. Florida, does it feel like the cream starting to rise to the top there? I know it's kind of a bumpy start to the season for the defending national champions, but they seem to be playing well here in league play.
Yeah, I would say right now, and when you're projecting ahead, schedules, I think, certainly have to matter. And I think Florida's easily in the best position to win the league. You can even look at some of the odds makers out there and such. I think it was FanDuel that had, Florida's like a minus 750 favorite to win the SEC, and the second closest team was Arkansas at plus, I think, 1,400. And that kind of gap, when you have a team that only has a half-game lead right now over Arkansas and Kentucky, I think it kind of shows you where Florida sits in the minds of the analytics and just everything based around kind of their remaining schedule versus what teams like Arkansas and Kentucky, who I think probably have two of the toughest schedules left potentially, have. So, yeah, Florida's just a machine, and you look at the front court, I mean, it's one of the best in the country, and, the back court's been playing a lot better than it was earlier in the season, and so they're kind of rounding into form here. It feels somewhat similar to last season, other than the fact that this team just can't shoot, but they're doing a lot of other things right.
Hey, Blake, appreciate you joining us as always. I got to give you your flowers. I think I've done this once before, but I need to do it again because it's proving to be a very smart call by you. I remember talking with you a while back before SEC basketball started, and we talked about Florida, we talked about Kentucky, we talked about Arkansas, and the team you said do not sleep on was Vanderbilt. And I kind of sat there and said, say what? And then here we are. And Vanderbilt's had a little choppier waters lately, but we were just talking about their game last night against Auburn. They looked quite good, and that was without Duke Miles. So fitting that into the point of Florida feels like the elite of the conference. Who do you look at right after them as maybe like the number two at this point? Is it Vandy? Is it Arkansas? I also think Texas A&M is going to probably get a little regression to the mean because they have a tough schedule ahead too.
Yeah, it's pretty tough when you're trying to separate those. And I think, the thing about even a Kentucky is the analytics aren't completely buying Kentucky. And I think sometimes the eye test can make you rethink a little bit with them, because they have had a lot of those kind of percentage type games that just have gone their way, where it's like, the LSU game, they won it at the buzzer, even the 2 comeback wins against Tennessee. You think about every little possession that had to go right, and you're just thinking, all right, can that continue? Well, it's a team that's won 8 of 9, and they're going to probably go to Florida on Saturday and have a tough time. I just think based on the fact that anybody going to Florida, other than Auburn having, probably a game of the year type performance, it's going to be tough. But So I think if you're looking at that group of Kentucky, I think Arkansas is interesting. Defensively, they can leave a bit to be desired sometimes, but we'll see, because they're going to play some pretty good offensive teams here down the stretch in Auburn, Alabama, A&M, Florida, and so forth. The team that I think, and with Vanderbilt, honestly, I'd have a tough time putting them right there in that title race, just because I think until they get Duke Miles and Frankie Collins back, which, I mean, for him, he's been out a long time, but he's probably one of the best perimeter defenders in the SEC. So if they were to somehow get those guys back by season's end, I think Vanderbilt could be the second best team in the SEC. But the team to look out for is, and they, of course, have been the headline this week and the past couple weeks, is Alabama, because they're sitting there at 6-4 right now. But I would say that Alabama probably has the best schedule remaining maybe of this group of teams, because their next 5 games, consider this, they've got Ole Miss, South Carolina, LSU, and Mississippi State. 4 are probably the bottom 5 teams in the SEC. And so if you factor that in, I think Alabama's going to start winning quite a few games here and going on a bit of a streak after winning the last 2. So don't be surprised if Alabama is right there in that conversation, just based on how their schedule plays out the next several weeks.
Talking with Blake Levelvel, Southeastern 16. Blake, we've been asking our guests and callers this week. Now that the Bediako ruling has come down and he's ineligible, how should the selection committee view Alabama come next month, when I'm not sure exactly what their record with Bediako those games was? They won a couple of those games. How do you square that if you are seeding them in the tournament?
Yeah, and I think what I've seen, and obviously in trying to talk to a few people that have a pretty good feel on this, it probably isn't unlike many other situations that they've seen before, other than the fact that it's just kind of, hey, we don't see a guy go from the G League to college basketball very often. But if you're saying, like, is this an unprecedented maybe situation? Other than that, I don't think so, just because they're going to grade the team on Selection Sunday that is in front of them. They're going to look at Alabama and say, this is the team that's on the floor. And yes, they will look at this 5-game sample size with Bediako. But I think for me, I'm thinking, someone asked me this morning, is that going to drop Alabama's seed line? Is it going to do this? I'm like, I can't imagine a 5-game stretch throughout the course of a 30-something game season dropping a team an entire seed line or anything like that. But it just really depends on what they do the rest of the way. And like I said, I think if they start losing games here to bad teams, then you may have to say, well, how big of a factor was this guy playing in? But the fact is, they were 3-2. They weren't 5-0. And yes, he certainly played an impact in a couple of those games, especially this past week against A&M and Auburn. But I think overall, the guy is a very impactful player, and he has a skill set that Alabama probably would love to have the rest of the way. But I don't think it's really going to knock them very much or really change all that much of anything when it comes to the other teams that they played either.
We'll get to I want to get your thoughts on some Tennessee-related stuff here in a moment. But one more thing I wanted to ask you, Blake, was we're seeing this year that it feels like when you look at the bottom of the conference, and I think you and I have had this conversation before, but it feels like there's going to be some coaches who are currently coaching their teams in the SEC that probably aren't going to be coaching them next year. I mean, I just wanted to see if you were handicapping some of these guys like Matt McMahon, Lamont Paris, even Porter Moser. How many coaches do you think may be casualties in the conference by season's end?
Yeah, I mean, I think you certainly set the number at 2.5. If I was an odds maker, I'd say give me the 2.5 number, because that's the most intriguing argument. Thinking that one of those guys maybe finds a way to keep his job, and the only reason, to be honest with you, would simply be financial. I think that's going to potentially factor in at one of those places. LSU would maybe be the most likely candidate, although I think at this point, they have publicly sort of came out, and the new AD there has kind of put pressure on Matt McMahon, which was silly at the time because he put pressure on Matt McMahon when he didn't have his best player in Dean Thomas, and he came back, and of course now he's injured again, and so I don't think there's a lot much more that Matt McMahon could do with this team right now. I mean, they're 2-9, but it's like for a second straight season, they lost Jalen Reed, who probably would have been their second or third best player. I mean, Thomas has been out pretty much up and down in SEC play, missed so many games. And so I just am like, if you want to fire the guy, I get it. At the same time, I'm not convinced LSU will financially make that move.
Yeah.
That's the big question, right? Because we know what they're spending on football, and we know kind of what they're committed to there. I mean, they're the defending baseball national champions and all these things. So I'm not sure if they make the move. I think they will, just because I don't know that you have a choice. But like South Carolina, that's one that's going to be interesting, just because, Lamont Paris had the one good season. But I'll also push back a little bit on the idea that, like, I don't think Lamont Paris is having every opportunity to succeed at South Carolina based on what they're probably investing in basketball necessarily. Oklahoma, guys, we talked about this maybe even a couple of years ago. I mean, there was chatter a few years ago that at the time, not a lot of people thought that was the right fit, and that may have been for both parties. And I think just the way this whole thing has played out, yeah, I know they got the win against Vanderbilt last Saturday, but I just think it's time for both of those parties to go their separate ways. I think Porter Mosier's a good coach, but I just don't think Oklahoma's the fit. So that's one that I would say, if you rank them from likely to least likely, I would have to think that's at the top. Maybe LSU's at the bottom, just because you don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, Oklahoma seems like the one where, even for Porter Mosier, I may say, hey, this is probably not the worst thing if I get to go elsewhere.
Talking with Blake Levelvel this afternoon. He's with Southeastern 16. And Blake, I'll put you on the spot here a little bit. I don't know if you have an answer prepared for this, but we talk about those three jobs, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, that could very likely come open at the end of the season, and the commitment that those administrations and fan base want to put into those programs. Are there coaches out there? Any ideas? You don't have to do all three programs, but is there a match out there somewhere where you're like, hey, this school should hire this guy. This guy would do really well in the SEC. South Carolina, Oklahoma, LSU, they ought to hire this guy, give him a chance.
Well, and it's a great question, because it really does, right, come down to what are they willing to commit to. And, that's when I brought up the LSU situation. If you're going to fire Matt McMahon, knowing the financial ramifications that come with that, you're basically telling your fan base, we are going to fire this guy, but we also understand at the same time, if we're going to get someone better, we're probably going to have to spend more money. And so,
and what a slap in the face to Matt McMahon that is, right?
Exactly, right? And so it doesn't really add up mathematically if that's your reasoning. And so, to me, you're going to go the same route. Like, do I think there's a power conference coach out there that's itching to have the LSU job right now? I don't think so, unless he's in a job where he thinks he's about to get fired. I don't know if it's that attractive to a lot of people. And again, kind of given the current landscape there, that's the real question financially, more than anything else. Is LSU a pretty decent job? I think it can be a pretty decent job in the SEC. But I think that's the thing. So if you're trying to match people out there, I mean, I think the one name that everyone is going to be salivating over, whether you're an SEC team, one of those three, or anyone else, is going to be Josh Scherz at St. Louis. But do I think he's going to take one of those jobs? I can't imagine he's going to take South Carolina. I can't imagine maybe right now he would take Oklahoma. LSU, maybe, I guess, in the right scenario, but he's going to have so many other opportunities with a team that's 23-1 right now and going to be probably a very favorite pick from a lot of people to make the Sweet 16 or something. I just don't know. I mean, he's probably going to have better opportunities available than what may be perceived as some of the bottom tier jobs in the SEC. Not saying all of them are, but some of them will be perceived as that. So you're going to have to go in that range. Like, I don't know, again, that I'm just looking around saying, hey, someone's going to jump from the 8th place ACC team to go take the LSU job or South Carolina job or Oklahoma job. I just don't see that happening. So I think you're really going to have to kind of go into the coaches that are at the mid-major type level that are having success right now and just see if you can go out and get a guy that's going to work for the financial commitment that you have. And that's the question I have with all three of those schools. Should they all make changes? To me, it all comes down to the financial commitment they're going to put into it.
Yeah, on Scherz, I would say, Blake, that unless he had a bigger offer, I would see him staying put at St. Louis.
Yeah, for a better.
Yeah,
he can be very picky.
Yeah, because
look, guys, like, we've had Tennessee fans on our channel for months. Hey, when's Rick Barnes going to retire? When he retires, give me Josh Scherz. And I'm like, I get it. Like, he's a great name. I mean, so
I'm one of them. But again, that's my Indiana State roots too. But I mean,
Right.
St. Louis has money too. So I mean, if
Yep.
I'm him, I'd maybe stay another year or two and wait for the job, but because he wins, that's all he does. Um, hey, so let's pivot to Tennessee for a second because we've kind of taken a wide view of the SEC. What are your thoughts so far, 10 games in on Tennessee? Because for us, it's been, we're pretty close to the situation. It's kind of a love-hate relationship. It's been choppy at the beginning and then, got on a 4-game winning streak. And then, of course, as you can imagine, this loss at Kentucky on Saturday night has everybody pretty apoplectic. And I still think this team's got a fair amount of talent, though. It's just really, can they get the pieces put together and can they find another score besides Jacoby and Nate?
And that's, to me, the big thing at this point. I mean, if you really do, and we have some fans of Tennessee that give Jacoby Gillespie a hard time. And I've just kind of pushed back on that a little bit in that, I mean, I can't tell you how many teams around the country would love to be in this situation where you're talking about a guy who does so much for this team. And yes, I mean, there's going to be more pressure added onto him because he is in one of the first 2 seats. Like, it's either him or Nate Amon. And it's like, every game, that is the guy that is getting keyed in on. And when you're trying to defend Tennessee, it's just become an absolute absurd scenario trying to figure out what you do with these two. But like you said, the problem is you kind of do have a good idea of what you can do elsewhere. And I think that's where they're going to have someone that can step into that spot consistently. It's one guy here, one guy there, and all that, and that's fine. It may be Jalen Carey, maybe JP Estrella, maybe Bishop Boswell. Like, you just keep going down the line. But I just think you're going to have someone consistently, I think, that steps into that role that doesn't have to be one of those two guys, but can be close enough that it takes some of the pressure off of both of them to where they're not having to force shots. They're not in situations where they're turning the ball over a little bit too much, and all that. So I think you realistically argue that, and that's where, like you said, the fine line between winning and losing. I mean, I think you could say Tennessee is one of the most improved teams in the SEC over the past month. And the 2 losses to Kentucky are going to cloud that a little bit just because they lost those games. But overall, in terms of their play, I think there's a lot to be optimistic about if you're a Tennessee fan, because you do have 2 guys that can get you there. Yes, their defensive numbers are not top 5 the way they have been the last 5 seasons, but they're still a top 20 defensive team. And I think that's the thing where, are they still going to have stretches where they turn the ball over or have a 7-minute drought like they did against Auburn? Probably. I don't think that's going away. But I still think defensively, and the fact that they are on a historic pace, offensive rebounding wise, to where even if they do miss some shots and can't make a field goal, they're going to get an offensive rebound because they're doing it 45% of the time now, that I think they're still set up for a lot of success. And I'll say this quickly about Tennessee. It goes for all these other SEC teams too. Whereas last year, you had some teams that felt like they were matchup proof in terms of just the overall rosters they compiled. We always say the NCAA tournament's about matchups. That is way more of a factor this year for this group of SEC teams than it was last year because just the pure talent overload and just kind of the dominant nature of some of those teams. It's going to depend, right? In the NCAA tournament, could I see Tennessee making the Elite Eight? Sure, I could. Could I see them get beat in the first round by a Miami of Ohio who comes out and makes 23s? Absolutely. So it's just that fine line between where some of these teams are at right now. But I still think Tennessee's trending in the right direction.
So my last question for you, staying with Tennessee, is we've seen the ascent of Nate Ament the last 7 or 8 games. It's been spectacular to watch after a pretty choppy start. And I think there would have been no way I would have been saying this a month ago because of the way Darius Acuff's playing, et cetera. But now the way Nate's playing, do you think he's got a shot at SEC Freshman of the Year at this point?
I think so. And I went as far as the other day when I was kind of debating my first team all SEC, which I feel like I wish this was the way it used to be, guys. Really, they were throwing 9 players on there. Something these days they're throwing 5. I'm like, oh, come on, just give me 9 on there again because there's such a great group to choose from. But I went as far as saying, with the way he's playing right now, and we're projecting ahead and we're saying, all right, they still got whatever it is, 8 games to go. If he stays on this pace, he should not only be an SEC Freshman of the Year contender with Darius Acuff. Like, he should be in the SEC Player of the Year conversation. Now, I think he's going to win it? No. But I think if you're talking about a guy who, like you said, Bob, over the past 6 or 7 games, you look at the output he's had. And if he were to keep that going consistently over the next little bit, especially given, some of the premier games he's going to play in down the stretch, I mean, he's got to be right there in the conversation. Now, I still think you're going to look at guys, probably like a LeBaron Philon, Thomas Houck at Florida. Tyler Tanner's going to be in there. I think Keyshawn Hall has dropped a little bit just based on where Auburn's at. I think Ruben Chinyelu to be in there. It's not going to be everyone's kind of sexy pick for a defensive guy who's the slam dunk defensive player of the year. But, he's good enough to be in the player of the year conversation. But if Nate's playing like this, and I've thrown Jacoby Gillespie in there too, it's hard because that's where you're like, well, how do you separate the two players? But if this guy keeps going at this level, not only, again, do I think he should be in the freshman of the year race with Darius Acuff, but I think, he's going to be looked at as one of the best players in the SEC, and that could make for an interesting conversation depending on how Tennessee finishes the rest of the way.
He's Blake Levelvel, covering the SEC and hoops. Blake, for the uninitiated, tell them where they can find you, what all you're doing right now for folks who want to get more SEC basketball talk.
Yeah, I always appreciate it, guys. Yeah, find us over at Southeastern 16, daily SEC basketball shows over there. And, yeah, plenty to come here as we get closer to March, and should be a lot of fun.
Excellent. All right, thanks, Blake. We'll do it again.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Blake.
Blake Levelvel, Southeastern 16 right there. I mean, that was going to be my question. You said, is Nate going to be SEC Freshman of the Year? I was going to ask if he's SEC Player of the Year material.
I think if he keeps going, man.
Who were the other guys? Chinyelu,
Thomas Houck,
Philon.
Yeah, some of the usual suspects.
Is Pettiford in that conversation, or
he's been too inconsistent? I think he didn't mention him, and I would agree. I think Tyler Tanner, that guy's really good, man, really good. So, but
you think Barnes watches that dude and it's like, man,
oh yeah.
To quote Guns N' Roses, you should be mine.
The only big schools that were after him were Vanderbilt and then a mid-major, Belmont. And that was it. That
what a player.
Yeah, he's special.
All right, we got to take a quick break right here. If you want to jump in, go ahead, 865-966-3435, your phone number to get on the drive this afternoon. Call or text us, 966-3435. Back with more Fan Run Radio right after this.
The Drive.
Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our podcast feed. Like, rate, and download the show from the Fan Run app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Experience the thrill of traveling with C&B's exclusive travel program. Customers age 50 and above with a Plus Perks checking account can participate, ensuring a safe and delightful travel adventure. Take a day trip or an overnight trip. Travel domestic or international. C&B is always on the go.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. I'm happy to announce that our free stump grinding promotion for Fan Run Radio listeners is now extended to March 31st, 2026. If you've got trees in your yard that need to come down before they fall on your home, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes and mention you heard our ad on Fan Run Radio, and we'll get rid of that problem tree for you and grind those stumps for free. Call us at 865-384-2012 or check us out online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Fan Run Radio, the drive continues. Blake Levelvel of the Southeastern 16 Bear, what did you learn?
He thinks we could either make the Elite Eight or go home on the first night, which was very sobering for me sitting over here thinking about that, dreading. First of all, just dreaded happening because I'm a huge fan of the basketball team. Second of all, selfishly, that would make for a miserable voluntary reaction.
It's funny how everybody kind of picks Miami of Ohio as the team that would be like our kryptonite if we played them in the first round, which probably is fair. Team that spaces, kind of like what we just saw Kentucky do the other night.
Yeah, I'm sure Chris Jantz has spent a lot of time breaking down that film. We'll see the same stuff that gave us problems tonight.
They just don't have the same level of athlete that Kentucky does
they don't have the drivers. They don't have an Aberdeen or an Oway, I don't think. Well, I mean, Josh Hubbard, when he gets hot, man. Didn't he have 30 against us down there his freshman year?
Oh no, he can be like he's a volume shooter. He'll shoot tonight. It wouldn't surprise me if he shoots at least 25 times tonight. They don't have much else. That's all.
Who are we going to put on him?
It's got to be Bishop, I would think.
Think he's our best defender?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, that's a big delta between like him and what Zakai and Jemai did last year.
Well, yeah,
it's not the same, but
defensive player of the year, and
he's probably our best defender. But he could be a defensive player of the year by the time he's done. I mean, I could see that because he's working his butt off doing it.
Yeah, he plays with Bishop plays with intensity.
Yes,
I like
he
it.
does.
This is so frustrating. I bought a new toilet. The toilet mishap.
Yeah,
I've broken 2 toilets in the past year now.
Yes.
We discussed this, went through the gory details on voluntary reaction the other night.
Yes.
But I had to go buy a new toilet on Sunday.
Buy the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toilet.
toilet.
Yeah. And so, like, it's extra money for them to come out and
install it.
Yeah, remove the old one.
It's worth the money, buddy.
Yeah, and install it. No plumber, man. I ain't install
That's the thing. If you do it wrong, you're in big trouble.
Exactly. Yeah.
Big trouble.
So we did that, but they've got to come out now. And they keep calling me while we're on the air. They did it yesterday. I called the lady today. It's one of those, hello, my name is Pamela.
No, it's not.
And like, so I had to go that thing and reschedule. Like, they can't bring this thing to my house until the first week of March.
So you just run on one toilet, or do you
we got
2?
2? Yeah, we're down 1.
You still got 2.
We still got 2. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
first world problems.
Yeah, true. But you get used to that downstairs.
Now if you're down there watching, you got to walk
all
the way
upstairs, man.
That is 2 flights of steep stairs. I've been to your house.
Well, yes, I know. This is not.
I can feel your pain there. Like, if I imagine if I'm sitting in Russell's
you're
basement,
sitting there, like maybe having a couple of beers, watching a game. It's like, man,
I gotta walk all the way up there.
You know what I'm going to do, though.
Oh, the backyard awaits.
Nature calls. I head for nature.
It's one of the great things that men get to do.
You probably don't know this, Joy Bob, because like you could go out on the backyard and maybe Barnes is over there. Like, what are you doing, Baskerville? But I don't care what my neighbors think. So I mean, there's nothing more freeing as a man than feeling the
open air,
the cool breeze against your genitals as you urinate outside.
Well, okay, so we're just talking about number 1. I didn't know if you just.
No, I'm not going to go take a dump in the backyard.
Yeah,
well, no, I mean,
have you seen this pile of crap?
You think his neighbor's going to look out the bay window and there's a guy popping a squat?
Popping a squat again.
You didn't specify for me. That's all.
Out by the tree.
What do you take me for? Some kind of maniac? Think about it. Wow.
So what's the first week of March?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
It's 3 weeks.
That's
like
all
really,
right.
they're so backed up. If I'd known that, I would have just, brought it home and hired a plumber to come over and do it.
I mean, you could do that.
I guess so. It already.
Yeah, man.
It was pretty easy.
Look, if they drop that thing in your driveway coming into the house, they'll go back to Lowe's and get another one. You drop that thing in your driveway, getting it off a truck and getting it into your house. You're
good
buying
point,
another
Bear.
one.
It's a good point.
That, and I know somebody that had a toilet seated incorrectly, and it got really expensive because they had no idea for a minute, and it was leaking.
So that's what's going on in my domestic life. You guys good over there on that side of the glass? Everything good in the Bears Den?
Yeah,
Walker, you were doing some dog sitting.
Oh yeah, just walking around.
What kind of dog?
It's a little golden retriever we rescued from Turkey.
From the country?
The country of Turkey, yes.
Is it?
How'd he get over?
Is it? I mean, now hold on now, because that thing does not probably understand a lick of English.
It was like 8 years ago when we got her. She's like 13 years old.
I mean, you say that again now?
There's no way that dog, if it started off life as a Turkish dog, wouldn't understand any English commands.
Okay. Do you think the dogs understand language at all? Or do you think it's just like, hey, that noise that he does when there's food?
How do you say sit in Turkish?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
gave up on having her sit a long time
I would
ago.
imagine if you could ever figure out that word, I bet you'd do it.
I would imagine living with Walker's mom is a lot better than whatever life that dog left behind.
I never really thought about this. And then I was watching a TV show, and they were talking about a lot of the like police and military, those Belgian Malinois dogs, you know the ones we're talking about?
Yep.
Most of those dogs are trained in whatever language they speak in, like Belgium or it's Flemish.
She knows her name. She knows when to eat. She knows when to come here. She knows how all that works. She's been in the States for more than triple the amount of time she was in Turkey.
I mean, a 14-year-old golden retriever?
Like 13.
Yeah,
we
got dogs that need rescuing over here too, Walker. Why are you going out and rescuing the foreign dogs?
Middle Eastern dog.
They did it through Adopt a Golden. They rescued a bunch of them from over there because they
rescued them from what?
They used to be like a royalty dog in Turkey, and then at a certain point they went out of style.
So this dog was living in a palace over there, and now it's just in Walker's
mom's basement.
And then at a certain point they went out of style or something. So there were just golden retrievers all over the streets in Turkey, and Adopt a Golden rescued a bunch of them, brought them back to the States, and gave them new homes. And one of them
I will say it's very, very golden retrievers are probably the coolest breed.
I love Goldens. I've had a Golden all my life.
Don't like the shedding, all the hair, but as far as like personality, they're the best.
Let me tell you, you haven't lived until you have a dog that has a urinary tract infection.
All right, let's get Brad and La Follette in here next. Brad, you're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
How's it going, guys?
Going well, thank you.
You know, Russ, replacing the toilet it's literally the easiest thing you could do.
Unless you screw it up.
Couldn't be easier, apparently.
I had a friend who's good at this stuff who helped me install the last one we broke, and there was a lot that went into it, man. No, I can't do it. I can't do it, Brad.
No. Oh, wow.
They still use those wax ring things?
Oh, yeah, that crap gets everywhere.
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah, it was dirty and gross, and I'm just not cut out for it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Russ, you don't have a very good track record of going outside. Didn't the last time that happened you woke up in the ER?
That's a good point, Brad Follette.
That's a great point, Brad.
I think that had more to do with his BAC.
Yeah, he might have been smashed.
Yeah, you think? Smashed! That
Oh,
was
man,
fun.
guys,
last year.
I forgot about that.
That was incredible getting that text.
Oh, man.
It's like, what the?
Just got to make sure there aren't any rocks around you when you're going outside.
All right, guys. Calling attention to my shortcomings. Thank you very much.
Shortcomings? Wait a minute. Okay, never mind.
You can ask his sister-in-law.
Anyway, guys, this warm weather's
That's what
it
she
feels
said.
like baseball season outside, guys. I'm stoked for the baseball. I mean, I think we're going to have a good coach team this year for a change. I think we might be able to hold some runners on.
You know, we get back to this, Brad. Thanks for the phone call. The whole holding runners on, and Elander says that's going to be more. You know, Frank and Tony didn't care. No. Specifically, Frank. He was like, "Don't worry about the guy on base. Worry about the guy with the bat in his hand and get him out." And fans famously, like they want to throw runners out. They get tired of seeing guys just steal bases on us, and I do too. But we won a lot of games the old way. Is there an element of if it ain't broke, don't fix it? We'll talk about that a little bit more coming up in hour number 3. Stay with us. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
The voluntary reaction.
The voluntary reaction.
As soon as the UT game is over, tune in to Fan Run Radio's post-game free-for-all, featuring instant analysis from your favorite Fan Run Radio hosts and your phone calls. All the joy, all the rage, all the passion. Win or lose, it's must-hear radio. The voluntary reaction. Raw, unfiltered, real.
Surfside is made with vodka, real tea, and real juice, and has only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. No bubbles, no troubles. That's why Surfside was named the 2025 Spirit Brand of the Year by MarketWatch. Their variety packs come with options: iced tea, lemonade, or green tea. Find your flavor by trying them all. Surfside, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Party smart.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life. Days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
It's time for The Drive's Top 5 at 5.
Quitting time on your Wednesday, 5 o'clock here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith back with you. Thanks for being along for the ride as Walker Smith has today's Top 5 at 5. It's brought to you by our friends at ECR Total Landscapes. Walkman.
At number 1, Tennessee basketball looks to rebound from its loss at Rupp last weekend as they go on the road to play Mississippi State tonight. Tip-off is a late one at 9 p.m. and is showing on ESPN2. The Vols are a 6.5-point favorite.
Yeah, last year, this game happened in January at the arena. Both teams were in the top 15. Tennessee led wire to wire in a 68-56 win. Chaz Lanier went for 23. So Mississippi State's been pretty good.
The year before, was that the year that we lost down there at the Hump?
I thought we won down there.
I thought Tolu Smith went wild that night.
Yeah, you might
no
be right.
answers for him.
No, you're right, because they beat us down there, and then we beat them in the SEC tournament as too. No, they beat the brakes off us both times.
Yeah, we had no answers for Smith.
Good thing he's not there anymore.
Yes.
Yep. At number 2, Tennessee landed a quarterback commitment from the class of 2027 today. Derek Baker, a three-star prospect out of Fort Myers.
Derek Baker, the touchdown maker.
That's
what I'm calling him.
Out of Fort Myers, Florida, declared his intent to join the Vols over offers from Ohio State, Auburn, Miami, Indiana, and others.
D-Bake. The Bake Man. Baker. No, that's
I just like Baker.
Yeah, you got to have a quarterback in your class. We got 5 commitments there now. Need to get that running back from Baylor.
He's the guy we need in that class. If we don't get anyone else, but we get him, I'd be happy.
Dylan Gabriel George.
Oh, I just know
David.
it's Gabriel.
David
George.
Gabriel
David
George.
Gabriel
Dylan
George.
Gabriel.
He's the guy. At all costs, get him here.
It sounds like it's us and Ohio State for him.
Yep.
I have to open up that checkbook. We usually do that for 1 or 2 high school. You know, we got Keys and Brandon last year. Who was it the year before? David Sanders.
Yep. Sanders.
Yeah.
Obviously, we opened the checkbook for Nico when we first got him.
Big time running back.
Just
hour and a half away from campus. You got to go get him.
At all costs. At all costs. At number 3, there are 3 other SEC games tonight outside of Tennessee versus Mississippi State. Number 14, Florida plays on the road at Georgia. Alabama plays at Ole Miss, and Missouri plays at Texas A&M.
Got to see how Texas A&M responds after getting their ass kicked by Florida on Saturday. See if
the bubble bursting for Buckyball.
We'll see. And I'm going to tell you, man, let's all be rooting for Chris Beard and Ole Miss tonight. Love to see them take a bite out of Alabama.
Roll down Tide.
You wonder if this just kind of starts a tailspin for Alabama.
Our
if they
guest
go down
last,
there and lose.
Our guest last hour thinks that Bama's getting set to go on a run.
I know.
These schedule merchants.
I know.
Of course, the same could be said for us.
You could.
Yeah.
Definitely could say that. At number 4, former Alcoa High School coaching legend Gary Rankin has announced he is resigning from Boyd Buchanan, stepping away after 4 seasons with the program. Rankin, the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association's all-time wins leader with 510 wins, made it clear he is not retiring from coaching altogether. The 72-year-old Hall of Famer compiled a 43-7 overall record during his tenure at Boyd Buchanan.
I wonder where he's going to end up at.
He's getting up there in age, man.
Yeah, that's another thing kind of surprised me. Sneaky old.
but he says it's not a retirement.
Yep, said, I'm not retiring. I will coach again, is what he said.
Are there any jobs open around here?
Not currently.
I don't think so.
Any schools that would push their current coach in front of an oncoming train to hire a multi-time state champion?
Your guys might.
Would you take? Oh, he would be.
You would
he
take
would,
him immediately.
He would pivot on a dime.
Immediately, you would take him.
He would get his whole machine up and running for that hire.
Yeah, you would.
Machine.
Your propaganda machine.
Propaganda machine.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't think anybody knows what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I do. You'd sell that. You get behind it, and you'd totally sell out for that. You'd run your high school coach out if it meant wins.
No.
Just how craven you are.
No. We have integrity over at 3,300.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our head coach, what's his face?
Yeah.
You don't know your head coach right now.
The guy you had to hire because of the insane sex scandal that was going on over there?
Stop.
Well, I'm
hey, listen.
facts.
A Catholic grad should not use the words insane sex scandal
That is true.
towards anybody else, okay? A little self-awareness, please.
I have plenty of self-awareness. I'm not saying either one. The Catholic Church, what they did was reprehensible and horrible. It's part of the reason I don't go to Mass anymore.
You know what feels
but
good,
for you to
Walker?
act like nobody can say anything to your high school.
Nobody said
Couldn't be us.
Yeah, doesn't happen at our place.
No.
We got our coach.
Your
We got a
place.
legend.
You didn't go to Bleb, Bob. Your kids did.
Well, you know.
What was the name of your high school
Hey.
up there in Indiana?
Speedway. Speedway spark plugs, brother.
As much money as it costs to go there now, I think Bob's entitled to say us more than anybody else.
The Speedway
That's for
spark
sure.
plug.
Yeah, I guarantee you, the only high school in the country with that name.
With that
The
mascot.
spark plug.
Yeah.
Saw somebody dressed up in a spark plug suit.
Yeah, we did. It's kind of scary. But, you're a mile away from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so it fits. Made sense.
Spark plugs. It's kind of awesome. I love that.
Did you have a mascot named Sparky?
We did. That was
Have to, right?
it was a donkey. Now, it wasn't
like-
like
What donkey?
it wasn't a
It's like a
live
weird turn.
donkey. No, they had that, and then they also had the spark plug. The spark plug's kind of tough to do. What are you going to do? You can't. Spark plugs don't have like
Spark
feet.
plug.
Or,
So, like in May, you guys would be in school, and all you could hear would be those cars going
Yes,
around
yes.
all day.
yes,
That's pretty cool.
there's a lot of cutting out of school for some.
Did you ever meet
seniors.
one of the unsers?
No.
Who's the
And
most
Andretti?
famous Indy person?
Oh yeah, Michael.
Okay.
It's a weirdo.
You ever get to walk on the track?
Rode my bike on the track.
Really?
Oh, that was when I was a little kid. It felt so awesome. In theory, I was like, you pay $1, you get to ride your bike around the track, but with all the banking and
I'll say that's
everything,
probably pretty
I
tough.
barely made it around. And I was a
Banking?
kid. Well,
It's almost non-existent there.
no, it's not. Well, it's not like,
It's not
Bristol.
yeah, it's not Bristol, but it's got enough banking, man. When you're out there, you feel it.
Yep.
Trying to ride a little bike wasn't
Especially
working.
when you got those cars zipping around 200 miles per hour right beside you.
Get out of the way.
9-year-old Bob Baskerville's life was tragically cut short when he was dissected by a 200 mile per hour race car.
And they basically just explode. We also had happened to the rabbit.
All right. At number 5, head-on collisions between players are common in physical sports like football or rugby, but they are never the main goal, just a means to an end. However, in Australia's Australia's Run Nation Championship, the collision is the one and only goal. The sport is two muscular contestants run at each other at full
I've seen this.
speed
I've seen
and
this.
slam violently to knock each other down. It's a brutal sport that has steadily been growing in popularity despite the controversy surrounding it.
What's it called?
It's called Australia's Run Nation Championship, RNC for
It's
short.
I haven't seen it yet, but I imagine it's very similar to the professional face slapping competition.
In a
Yeah,
way.
it's
like
insane.
It's pretty simple. Two muscular guys stand a few meters apart and then run at full speed towards each other with no visible protective gear except a mouth guard. The clash usually stands with the winner still standing and shouting, and the loser reeling on the ground disoriented. Like boxing, RNC has different weight classes, and most participants, called runners, have a background in combat sports, rugby, and American football.
Oh, my God. I'm watching some of the highlights now. This is
It's
insane.
violent. It's crazy.
I mean, it's somebody will die.
Yes.
It's just
a matter of time.
It's shocking that it hasn't happened yet because, these guys just run like rams, head into each other, and
knock heads.
Usually one guy just is knocked out cold, and the other guy's like standing there. But sometimes they both just get knocked out cold.
Oh, yeah.
And they're fencing and
They're
everything.
doing
It's awful.
Do a thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing up gang signs.
Oh, yeah. It's like if you made...
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Like
the slap wrestling or whatever.
That's pretty damn dumb.
I love the slap.
I watch it.
We all love it. But it's dumb as hell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are the biggest doofuses. Like, there ain't nothing happening in their heads, right? But, I mean, this is worse than that.
Yeah, the thing that's funny, I'll tell you about the slap game, though, is when somebody slaps somebody and the person who just got slapped grins and blows him a kiss and then gets cocked up ready to.
And then you just got to stand there like,
oh, God.
Damn it.
I've just upset this guy.
Here it comes.
No, if you haven't, Bob, have you seen the videos of this?
Here, Bob.
No, I
I'll
haven't.
give you a little clip here.
You need to go watch.
Oh,
You need to
hang
watch.
on, I'm
some
getting
of
ready to
these
see my first one. Okay. I have seen this before. Yeah, I have seen this before.
At this point, are we just let Darwin,
Yeah, man, that's like
just weed out the dumb ones?
Could you imagine us doing that here, like with a fan run competition?
No,
only in Australia.
Who could win that here though? Could Cody win that maybe?
I don't know if he'd run fast enough.
Yeah, but none of us can run. Like these dudes are athletes, but they're brain dead.
This is like modern era jousting, I mean
they wore helmets.
Wow, that's true.
These guys are just knocking heads.
Fair. That's fair.
I never thought I'd see anything dumber than the slapping league. However much I do like to watch
top
it.
This? I mean, we live in a world where everything's got to be topped. We top the slapping. How do you top this?
I don't know.
Just two guys like standing in front of just headbutting each other at the same time as hard as they can.
And we're watching the decline of Western civilization in real time.
I could be completely not remembering this, but I'm pretty sure I saw that there's a league somewhere where instead of slapping them in the face, they kick each other in the
No. Oh, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
I believe that also exists somewhere in the world.
I saw some, like slapping competition.
Yeah, but instead of slapping, they just kick each other in the jump.
Oh no,
you've seen the slapping competition.
You've definitely
right?
seen the slapping competition.
Yes.
Dana White.
That's hard to look away from.
Oh, poor one. Now, what was the skier's name? Somebody wanted us to mention that earlier. Speaking of down there and hurting, who took the gate right between the skis.
I didn't see this.
It was a couple Olympics ago.
Someone took a gate right to the nards?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At speed. Talking like 80, 90 miles an hour.
Oh.
Thank you, Walker. That is the top 5 at 5. It's brought to you by our friends at ECR Total Landscapes. Appreciate their support of the show. If you've got a tree that's got to go, ECR Landscapes is the place to call. Now through the end of March, free stump grinding for Fan Run Radio listeners. That's right. All you got to do is mention that you heard us talking about it right here on Fan Run Radio, and ECR will grind the stump for free after they take the tree down. I had them over to my property last year. They did a great job, grinded up the stumps, and I was talking to a guy yesterday out at Smoky Mountain Brewery who said, man, I've got a big tree in my front yard. It's looming. We're really worried. I was like, what are you doing, man? You got to call ECR. They'll come cut it down, and you're going to save hundreds on the stump grinding. Just mention Fan Run Radio, ECRTotalLandscapes.com, or you can call 865-384-2012. That's 384-2012. And again, online at ECRTotalLandscapes.com. Man, Tennessee baseball Twitter account just announcing 4 minutes ago, the first 800 fans through the gates on opening day Friday will get, check this out, Bob, a Lindsey Nelson Stadium replica souvenir.
Whoa.
That looks awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's what, the first 100?
Whoa. 800?
800.
Oh.
So you got to line up early for
Would
that.
it be like that? Does it look like we've got the Neyland thing out here?
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Sweet.
And it's the new stadium too. It's got all the new additions.
Did you all go in the Vols shop today?
It wasn't really open. No, they were stocking it when we went over there.
Yeah, that's another thing that's going to be exciting for fans. Bob and I had a chance to go tour Lindsey Nelson earlier today, and I think really all they had was just a little booth next to the concessions? Like when you walk in there, not much room for T-shirts and souvenirs.
Probably about the size of our studio and P room production room. Sorry.
Sounded bad.
I know it did. But that was about the size of it, right?
I don't think it was that. I mean, it was a small booth.
Yeah.
But now they've got a full-on Vol shop. You walk in the main gate behind home plate, and it's to your right as soon as you walk in, and they're going to make so much money in that place.
So Coach Elander's none of the coaches, they aren't going to be ashamed to bring recruits in the front door anymore, so to speak, right?
No, I don't think they'll show that off, but like their main entrance, I think with the coaches, they're going to use the coaches and players. There's a player's entrance in the right field corner there that they've got
by the bullpen.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice so you can park there and walk right in. And it's all going to be good. But yeah, man, like if you go, it never ceases to amaze me. Every time I go to a Braves game at Truist, the line to get in the pro shop, like the big team shop for the entire game, like it is at least several hundred people deep. Like you have to wait in line for 15, 20 minutes just to get in the pro shop and buy something. They have done such a good job. I call it Braves World. It's like a, theme park, basically. And they have got separating you from your money to a science down there. And I think that, because it's not that big. The Vol shop at Lindsey Nelson it's bigger than obviously what they had, and there's enough room you can buy a jersey or a hat or last year was like or whatever. Stand, yeah, you could buy all that stuff there, but it's not super huge. So I mean, I would imagine they're going to have people lined up to get in there and spend their money as well. $105 million was the final price tag.
Wow.
8,000 seat capacity now. Lindsey Nelson Stadium opening up on Friday night as Nicholls State is in town. And I'm also told that they don't have any plans for any sort of grand opening celebration or anything. And really, they're just trying to get it finished because they're up against it.
I would say so.
Coming up, we'll go open lines the rest of the way. You want to jump in now? Go ahead and take a shot. 865-966-3435 is our number. Call or text the drive today at 865-966-3435. Your phone number to get on board Tennessee basketball tonight on the road. Vols going down to the Hump where they are a 6.5-point favorite over Mississippi State. We'll talk more about that when we continue next right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Back here on the Drive, Fan Run Radio. Russell, Bob, and Bear back with you. Walker Smith holding things down with us in the White Claw Hard Seltzer studios of Fan Run Radio. Got a super chat coming in on the YouTube chat. JCart29 says, are we worried about our two biggest rivals are going to own us in basketball? Byington and Pope seem to both run offenses that give Barnes teams fits.
I don't know. I mean, Pope does feel like he's got some sort of voodoo on Barnes.
Did we split the Vandy series?
We did.
Because we beat them that wild game with Jalen Carey. We came back from a long way down to beat them, didn't we?
Yeah, they were kicking our butts in the first half. We ended up winning that one, and then we lost to them in Nashville. I think, wasn't it like on a late shot? I mean, it was a close game in Nashville.
The year before, or no, it was a couple of years ago, the Julian Phillips one, that stands out.
Yeah.
And then the Dalton Connect year was Tywin Lawrence from the corner.
I thought that
was that the Julian
that
Phillips
was
game?
Julian
Okay, yeah,
Phillips,
all right.
yeah.
That one stung.
That really stung.
That was brutal.
If Julian just laid that ball in or dunked it.
I'm trying to remember what happened last year, but I do seem to remember it being a really disappointing loss at the end.
Yeah,
felt
because
like we should have won.
Because I remember the Lady Vols lost on a last second shot to Vandy at Vandy, like within a week too. It was like back to back. But no, Jalen Carey, remember, he was a monster against us in Knoxville. We couldn't stop him. Like to see some of that back here now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about being owned by them. I think we have a very good program. I think that Byington is a good coach, obviously, and Vanderbilt's pretty good, and we're probably going to have a nice back and forth. I mean, it's a rivalry again. They're going to win some, we're going to win some. We need to start doing our part in the Kentucky thing. Like that's more worrisome to me than Vanderbilt. But check back here in a couple of weeks.
Correct.
865-966-3435. You want to jump in? Let's talk to Jamie. Good afternoon, Jamie. You're on Fan Run Radio.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Jamie.
Why is it not Tony Vitello Field at Lindsey Nelson Stadium yet?
Boy,
I think it might be something that happens sometime. I think a little too soon.
Well, you gotta. I mean, we've seen people fall from grace through the years, and not saying that anything like this is going to happen to Tony. Hopefully not, but you don't build a statue or name a street after the living. I just think, especially the statue, man. you never know what could happen.
That's fair, I guess. That's never stopped us before. I guess what we got.
True, yes.
Yeah, we got 2 or 3 streets over there named after guys still alive, and whatever.
Messed up.
I don't know. What is, Bob? You're rational when it comes to these sorts of things. Obviously, Tony Vitello. It is the house that Tony Vitello built. I mean, we cannot deny that. That we don't have this stadium if not for him. What is a proper way to honor him?
It feels a little too soon, to be honest with you. And what I mean by that is the guy's still imagine this. He comes back to Arkansas.
Yeah.
You know, if he doesn't make it in the majors, we talked about that, he gets hired by another college team. I agree with you. I think at a minimum, it's when he's retired, maybe not when he's dead, but I don't understand why we couldn't hang on to that and keep it in our pocket and do it somewhere down the line. It just feels a little too soon to me right now. That's all.
Yeah. How about a statue of Hunter Ensley, the iconic slide? That would be a cool statue.
Yeah.
If
I could see.
Go ahead,
Sorry, Jamie. I could see retiring Tony's number, retiring 22 out there at some point.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
So if down the road, if you see that he's looking to go into Arkansas, I don't care who our coach is. I say, you're Tennessee's coach, man. You ain't Arkansas coach. I mean, like I said, he was a king here, and he'd be a king here again.
Something tells me he's in the big leagues now. San Francisco has one of the, if not top 10, certainly top 15 payrolls in baseball. Like, let's just hope that he does well there and is a banner carrier for all things Tennessee baseball for the rest of his long life.
I guess that's one way to look at it. I've seen this script before, and I just
worst case scenario, huh? You're prepared.
Yeah, I mean,
never take that cup off, Jamie.
Well, it's like, we built the biggest arena in the world, and then we had to put black curtains around it for 20 years, and that's that just never from what.
Well, and the arena was overbuilt at, it used to be 24,000. It's 21,000 now. And no doubt it was it was overbuilt. It's still overbuilt, but whatever. I don't think they made that mistake, because there are a lot of people saying, hey, we won the national championship. We should have 10,000, 12,000 seats, just like LSU and all this stuff. And Danny was a little bit more, is like, no. We're going to go up. We're going to about 7,000, 7,500 seats. We'll be able to swell up over 8,000. And I think that was the right move, because you keep the atmosphere the same, hopefully, and you create demand. When those big series do happen, when it is you're hosting a regional and super regional, that's going to be a hot ticket, man. It's going to be hard to get into that building, and I think that's the way it should be.
Did you think the Thompson Bowling was big was too big when Bruce Pearl was here?
Yeah, I did, really, because there were plenty of games. Yeah, I mean, you'd fill it up for Kentucky and Florida, but other than that, like, it wasn't a very full building. I think if Bob, if money were no object and they were like, we need to build a new arena, we're going to build a state-of-the-art basketball facility for Tennessee men's and women's basketball, and that's going to be the purpose of it. Kind of like Bud Walton, they built that for basketball. I'm thinking like 16 to 18,000.
Yeah, I guess. I just can't imagine them building something else.
They won't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if they had it to do over again, there's no way you're building a 24,000 seat arena. That's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd split the difference with you there, Russ. I'd say high 19s, because if I'm not mistaken, we still put 18,000 people in there, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, I think that you can sell a lot of tickets. Auburn built a new arena, and they have the best home court advantage in the conference by far, and it's 10,000 seats.
I mean, Fog Allen, which I think might be the greatest venue, is 15,000.
So the videos from the other night, their game against Texas Tech, were wild.
It was 15,000.
15?
Yeah. I don't know about Cameron.
I hate to show ignorance here, Bob. Who's Fog Allen? You're not talking about Kansas, are you?
Yeah, it is Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made the mistake of taking Arizona the other night, and then I sat back and watched the referees pull that win out of their butts for Kansas. I was like, that's funny. Y'all went on a 25-9 run against the 22-0 team, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. I'm like you, Russ. Last night I had some bad luck. I had Duke minus 16.5. They won by 16. Ooh, it was one of them nights, Russ. You guys gonna be up tonight after the game?
We will not be here. I believe John Reed will have something for us later this evening. We're scheduled to be on Saturday after the big game with LSU. It's going to be a barn burner.
Oh man, I watched some of that last night. They take a 30L from Arkansas? What that ended up being?
Yeah.
Oh my, wow!
That poor guy, Oak Ridge native Matt McMahon is just. We talked about it with Blake Levelvel last hour. He just hasn't gotten a fair shot. He's probably going to lose his job.
Like you said, the only saving grace might be they just don't want to spend money on basketball, and
do they care down there?
Wow,
I don't know.
I thought they did. If you'd asked me that, Bob, I would have thought they did. They've got a pretty good basketball tradition.
They've been to what, 3 Final Fours?
They have, yeah. But I mean, they've said they've actually apportioned more money towards baseball and women's basketball than they have men's basketball. They've been very forthright about that, and football, of course, but. Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to have to one day make a decision as to who's the odd man out around here, or if we already have. I mean, you ain't taking it from football, and you ain't taking it from basketball. I guess it's on Elander to keep them, to keep the interest in baseball.
Yeah.
Around here.
Yeah. Again, this is a big year, man. I mean, you can't let this thing backslide because in this day and age, in football, basketball, no different. But you have one bad year, all your good players transfer out because they can.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, you're in trouble. So there's no, give them a year to transit. No, man, you got to keep it going. This team needs to win a bunch of games, have a bunch of star players, host a regional and a super regional, and be in the conversation to go back to Omaha.
Yeah, especially with that roster we've got. Guys, I want to hit on this, and then I'll get out of the way. I was shocked. I thought I had a finger on the pulse of the way things go, but I was wrong. I thought everybody would be behind the women's basketball coach when she said that about her team quitting. I mean, you guys are getting paid now. Y'all freaking quit. Y'all quit on them. We saw it. And for them to be any kind of backlash about it, I'm like, what are y'all talking about here, dude? Man, y'all quit. You don't want to be called quitters? Don't quit.
Yeah, but she's also paid a lot of money for that. She's in charge. She lost her team.
Oh, I see. So, okay. Well, yeah, you're right, Bear. I mean, so you're not –
I'm pissed at all of them from her down.
Yeah.
I think she's lost her team. Can we say that definitively?
I mean, if your whole team's showing up late to a shoot around for a game and they act like they don't care about anything.
They've lost 3 out of 4 games by 20, 30, and 40 points.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man.
That's Holly Worley never did that.
Yeah. We held her I feel like we held Holly to a lot higher standard too.
Well, I think they all should be held to the standard of Pat Summitt. If you ain't good enough for it, then get out. This ain't for everybody. I mean, this ain't Tennessee rowing over here. It's Tennessee ladies basketball, and we're used to being number 1 or number 2.
I mean, we invented the sport.
Yeah, we invented the dang sport, for Pete's sake, for the love of Pete. But yeah, I never understood the whole. You quit. But I can't say it. But yeah, you're right, Barry. I'm not just. I've always been one to blame the coaches. They're only allowed to get away with what the coach lets them get away with, and for her to let them get away with not showing up on time for shoot around on game day, I don't know how. I almost would say we scratch. We don't. We'll take the L, and we'll see y'all next game day. Until my team knows how to show up on time, we don't play, and roll with that. I mean, that's probably why I'm not a big time coach, huh?
Yeah, probably.
There's still time, Jamie.
All right.
You're just waiting for the right opportunity.
I do wonder if she should have maybe. There's got to be a ringleader. I mean, there's a ringleader in a situation. There's one person on that team that is the biggest problem. And at this point,
it sounds like she kicked that player off right before the season.
I thought she did too. Maybe
sound
there's
like
more.
It was her.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get out of here.
Thanks, Jamie.
One more thing I want to say about the Barnes and be gone. But as far as the guy's record speaks for itself. He's one of the best to ever do it. But I'm sure wish he'd throw some orange on when we play Kentucky and Vandy. Y'all hang in there.
Oh God, that old thing's come up.
There we go. Yeah, it's been a while. You talk about reaching back and playing.
Where's your orange, dude?
That one wasn't even on an album. That was a B-side.
Yeah.
Where's your orange, man?
Why won't Barnes wear orange?
Hey, one thing I thought about last night when I was sitting at home alone, just thinking about the Lady Vols, as I often do, Bob.
Okay. Go on.
Last year we had, was it Test Derby? There was like or a Sarah. There was one.
Sarah Puckett,
Yeah.
Tess Darby.
It was Sarah Puckett. The most unathletic Lady Vol I think I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure I could beat her in a foot race. But, man, she was big and strong, and she could spot up and really shoot it.
That's what I was saying yesterday. Those two, and then even Avery Strickland, who ended up transferring over to Belmont, she could come off the bench. They had 3 girls that could shoot the 3.
But I wonder if Kim is learning a little bit of a lesson here of you can't just throw money at it. You can throw a little bit of money at it, but you need that culture like Rick Barnes. You need those players that, A, fit your system. Maybe they're not the top 100 recruits. Maybe they are a step slow, but they can really shoot it because that seems to be really important to her system. It's really awful to watch that team jack up threes that don't go in. And get the right blend. Roster construction. We're learning. It's an art, not a science.
Well, like I said, this is a different kind of roster construction because we're always complaining about we don't have a proper 2. We don't, for the men's team. With the women's team, it's more about chemistry, man.
They ain't got no heart.
No, man.
No guts.
They might be more athletic this year than last year's team, but there's a difference between being, some of those girls, ladies you just mentioned, are basketball players, man.
If she's got any girls on that team that are tuning her out or talking back her, she needs to go ahead and get rid of them, I would say.
Like I said yesterday, play all the freshmen. Do that once, get the message across.
Well, you gotta listen. If it's me, if I'm going to get fired, I'm going to get fired with players that play the way I demand they play. I don't want to get canned and be thinking about, man. Well,
this could be her only shot.
Butch Jones. I let the inmates run the asylum and didn't even really give the best accounting of myself on the way out the door.
Yeah.
That's a good example or not.
Butch Jones is ass.
He is from Saugatuck.
He's from Saugatuck.
Roberto is next. Hello, Roberto.
Hello, guys.
What's going on?
Man, it's been a beautiful day in East Tennessee. I hope you guys have soaked it all in, man. It's supposed to rain today. Didn't rain after 9 a.m. What a beautiful day to be alive.
Bob and I got to go to both baseball parks today. I mean, picked a good day to do it.
Played some catch.
You're making me jealous.
Yeah.
Have a catch with your pop, Russ.
I mean, how cool is it eating, you, me, and Rick eating at the stands at Lindsey Nelson Stadium?
That was
free
nice.
Ice cream. I mean, that's a good way to spend a couple of minutes on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, sun's out. Eating some food.
Sun's out, guns out. I mean, we're taking off the shirts, showing off the pipes.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. As Wooderson once said, Livin, man, you just got to keep living, Russ. So, as far as Jamie being baffled, that people were baffled that the coach would say our team quit. You can't say that. I don't even care if you think it. You can't say it. You can't, because then they actually are going to quit. Oh, I mean, yeah, and she's going to suffer the repercussions of it.
Do you think Pat Summitt would say? Well, first of all, it wouldn't happen under Pat. So I mean,
that's the answer.
It's a hypothetical, but Pat Summitt called out her team plenty of times.
Well, like you and I were talking about, Russ. You call them out for about 5-6 seconds. That's all you need to do. You don't need to go on a diatribe to just keep pounding it in. That's what Pat would do. She'd say something, and then that'd be it. Moving on.
But you answered your own riddle there, Russ. That would never happen under Pat.
Yeah, but it's just a different day and age, Roberto. It's just a different day and age. These girls are getting paid right now. Pat never had to deal with this environment.
That's probably fair. I mean, I don't.
Does Gino do Gino and Dawn State? Bob, you follow probably closer than I do. Do they have a Pat-like culture? Is that even possible anymore?
I don't know, man. They keep winning at a very high level, and they keep recruiting the hell out of it too. And I mean, they feel like they are miles away from the Lady Vols right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
But they don't have to call out their teams because their teams don't quit.
Yeah.
They don't. It's that's what I keep coming back to. Maybe they're a cult of personality. I don't know. but their teams don't quit.
And
Kim's did, and that's on her.
Do we think, I mean, I know these girls, see, this is the other thing. These girls made conscious decisions to go play for the Lady Vols, play for Kim Caldwell. Obviously, money was involved, but I mean, I heard this from Mark Griffin on Basilio the other day. And I think it's interesting. It's this whole, she plays 5-out basketball, but then also everybody plays like maybe 2 minutes at a time. And it's like, when they're putting money in front of you, it's attractive enough. But when it gets time to do that and play, does that really work? I don't know, man. It's hard, man. It's hard to get into a rhythm. It's hard for all these players that are like, man, we talked with Bishop Boswell on my podcast, and he said it too. He goes, winning will cure it all. But he was like, I'm not going to lie. I do miss being able to score the ball and get my shots because that's just not my role. Well, that's kind of what Kim's doing with these ladies across the board.
Kimmy's shift change, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a very peculiar way to run changes in basketball. Just literally, I've never seen it done before. I know maybe it's so innovative that it's beyond what any of us can comprehend, or maybe it's just a really bad strategy because no one's ever done it and no one's picking up on it besides her. I digress. The men really have to win tonight. If Chris Jans, what was his nickname, Bob? Or you're allowed to say that on air that you said the other day?
Yeah, the dentist.
The dentist. I've still not ever figured that out.
Well, Sam Beard, I think, was the one who turned me on to that. And I have a feeling it might have been John Rothstein. He has nicknames for all these coaches because the point was, it was kind of like when you go play Mississippi State, it's worse than a root canal. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm worried about that.
Which isn't so bad, by the way, if you haven't done it. Knoxville Smiles, just saying.
Okay.
Don't recommend getting root canals, but they're not as bad as people think because they pull the nerve out. That's what I've heard, actually. You can't feel it anyways. I've had one. You can't feel it anyways. Unless your doctor is sadistic.
Steve Martin in Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes, exactly what I was thinking. Gosh, right?
Maurice.
That's exactly right. Rick Moranis shout out as well. Loved his kids so much he quit acting because their mom died. How cool was that? So I don't know. Tonight is the last one that really strikes fear into me. I say that. I guess Vandy maybe, but this is the one that I think we can beat Vanderbilt both games. This is one that they're a weird team, and we don't ever seem to play good against weird teams. So I'm interested if I can stay up that long. It'll be great. And did you guys hear about the guy who broke his neck in the Olympics the other night? You heard about this?
No.
My old man was telling me, apparently, they do the snowboard cross, like the racing, but for, like slalom or against each other or whatever.
Okay.
Apparently a guy fell yesterday or 2 nights ago, broke his neck in 3 places, went to bed and woke up the next day with a broken neck. Man, the Olympics have been really interesting this year for injuries is what I was getting at.
I mean, it's just,
you guys have a good one.
Thank you, Roberto.
I mean, elite athletes at that level. I mean, there's a former Vol who I think broke his neck playing professional football and didn't know until much later.
It seems like it's not good to break your neck.
Especially if you're going to continue to.
That's my expert medical opinion. It's not good. If I walked in, saw my patient lying in the bed with a broken neck, I would say, ew.
It's like nightmare fuel, man.
You're in for a tough time.
Waking up in the halo.
Hey, here's a pick to click for tonight's game. Mississippi State. They got a big guy who plays a lot. His name is Achor.
Where is he from?
Australia. 6'9".
Wonder if he's one of these pros Nate Oats is whining about from overseas.
Oh, we should hit that on the other side. That's a great one. Nate's continuing to whine, people.
Did I see where Masamba is on the injury list today?
Oh, I didn't see that.
If you don't play, why do you go on
I was
that?
going to say, well, you hurt your ass sitting on the bench or something? I mean,
got some sciatica or something?
Oh, come on. Be kind to the French basket. That guy is a player.
One is up there. That other French kid from Murray State.
Yes, we do need him.
And the Racers.
Yes.
I'm surprised Nate Oats hasn't come after the basket yet.
No kidding. How about last thing?
He was a pro, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he must have been. He came over from France.
It's an outrage.
How about Josh Hubbard? He's got one more year of eligibility, guys. Maybe Rick whispers in his ear.
Yeah, you tired of losing at the hump? Why don't you come and be on the big stage next year?
Shoot some three-pointers with us.
I'm here for it. Stay with us. The shocking conclusion of the drive coming up. Speak now, forever. Hold your peace. 865-966-3435. Your phone number to get on board. Back to wrap things up right after this.
The Drive.
Tony Basilio, the official voice of the common fan, is now on Fan Run Radio. Fan Run Radio. Tony Basilio, weekdays from 11 to 1. Be there.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation, or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. We're excited to continue our free stump grinding promotion with Fan Run Radio this year through March 31st. If you've got problem trees in your yard, give us a call and we'll come out and cut them down and grind the stumps for free when you mention you heard us right here on Fan Run Radio. Take it from Russ. We'll treat you right at ECR Total Landscapes.
That's right, Evan. I had the ECR team out to Stately Smith Manor last year, and they took down a bunch of trees for me and grinded the stumps for free. Now I don't have to worry about those trees falling on my house, and my yard looks much better. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes.
Thanks, Russ. Call us today and we'll come out and give you a free estimate. Our number is 865-384-2012. And our website is ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Wrapping up a Wednesday afternoon edition of the show here on Fan Run Radio. A couple of Twitter DMs from David. First of all, field at Tennessee Baseball Field already named Robert M. Lindsay Field.
I saw that. Now that you mention it, I saw it on the outfield wall.
It's been that way for years.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Not sure who that is, but
who was that again?
I mean, we're going to change something. I mean, the naming rights are up for sale. They've already budgeted, I think, $8 million for the naming rights. So, I mean, is it going to be Robert M. Lindsay Field at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, presented by Pilot or whatever? Or you can get rid of one of those. Like, you could get rid of Lindsay. Being a broadcaster, you got to have a healthy respect for Lindsey Nelson. Maybe that's your statue outside. Is that a slap in the face? We're taking your name off the stadium, but we'll give you a statue. Feels like an even trade to me.
I don't.
I mean, it's coming. There's going to be corporate naming rights for that stadium. I'm surprised they haven't been announced already. And
so
then
that all works.
He also says Kansas has its students in both end zones, just like Tennessee in basketball. I noticed that the other night too.
That's like a bucket list I think I'd rather go to a game there than Cameron Indoor Stadium. I think I'd rather go to.
I like to go to both. They're
pretty.
What would number one be? Fog.
I think for me it'd be Fog.
Allen.
Yeah,
I look like an elite. I'll tell you a place. I'm not saying this to piss you off, Walker, but since we played out there, Arizona.
They've got a cool arena.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that dump, but it's what it is.
I always liked their floor, man. Just that logo with the cactus and the.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, they've had that since
that. And they get awfully rowdy in there.
Yeah, they got to do something down there in Tucson. That's really the only show in town they have.
Remember, we opened the season there my freshman year at UT. It was Vincent Yarbrough's first game.
Lute Osum was still the coach out there.
Mm-hmm. I think they had just won the national championship.
He was
Miles Simon,
forever.
Damon Stoudemire team.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to go to Poly Pavilion when UCLA hopefully gets to be good again. That's a bucket list one just because of all the history there. Chapel Hill, the big ones. That one's always really cool.
Cameron Indoor.
Boy, they laid an egg last night.
Yeah, that was bad. Talk about a letdown spot after coming back against Duke.
Yeah.
Have you been to Rupp?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't been to Rupp.
No, I haven't either.
What's your? What was your? You were going to bring Nate still bumping his gums?
Yeah. Let's. Yeah. So he was asked about the whole topic of, they were talking about the selection committee. This was from John. It started with John Rothstein from CBS saying the selection committee is going to have to evaluate Alabama based on the roster they'll have available for the NCAA tournament in terms of, do they get some sort of penalty in their consideration? This is what we've been talking about with Bediako, those games that they had with Bediako. Oats got asked about that. And so his response was, and I quote, "If the 5 games that we did play impacted our resume, then all the games that we played without," and I go down the entire list of guys where we lost, "would have to impact it." You think about Vanderbilt. We didn't have Aiden Sherrill. We didn't have LeBaron Philon in the second half.
So now injuries are the same thing as playing a guy from. This guy needs to shut the hell up.
Think about Tennessee. We didn't have Aiden Holloway and Amari Allen. I mean, you go down the list of every game we played where we didn't have guys available for the entire game or large parts of the game. We lost to Gonzaga without Latrell Reitzel. Every loss we've had.
Stop rationalizing your position. Like if you. Just say I'm not talking about it anymore. Like it's, we support the kid. Like you can make yourself maybe not look good in this situation, but you can limit the damage. But you keep trying to rationalize this and throw out these poorly constructed arguments. You're just reaching so hard to something to justify your position. Dude, just say I'm not talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's a legal matter. We've got a kid involved here. Like I've said all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, and it's okay. By the way,
Stupid.
It's okay to say I don't agree with the outcome. Okay, great. Quit citing other examples that you believe are equivalent.
But the thing is, he doesn't believe that. If the shoe were on the other foot, he'd be just as vocal as Barnes
Probably
and
true,
Pearl and all these other guys. And that's what drives me crazy about this situation, many other situations in modern life. But it's like, you don't believe that.
Yeah.
I know you don't believe that. We all know you don't believe that. So just shut up, man. Stop trying to sell me on something you clearly don't believe yourself.
I mean, he said as much earlier in this. Bob's read us the quote. He said as much earlier in the year. And then he needed a big man.
Yeah. You'd think that after getting humbled by Todd Golden a couple weeks ago, he might stop talking a little bit. But
no. I mean, it's the same guy, wrong place, wrong time.
His wrong place, wrong time guy.
His basketball team.
He loves to. He's an arguer, because even when Todd Golden was talking about that, he goes, "That's great. He won a national title. We've won more big SEC titles." He goes, "So we're both good teams, right?" It's like, just stop, man. Just stop.
So insecure.
You're
not a national champion the way that guy is, and I can't stand him.
Eric, ask a question on the way out the door. Is Nate Oats the new Calipari?
I think it's an insult to Calipari, Russ. I think he's
rehab. People forget John Calipari was as hated as they come.
Yep.
In the 90s, the early 2000s, going back to his time at Memphis, and when he's had 2 Final Four appearances vacated.
Yep.
And everybody thought he was a cheater and sleazy and doesn't do things the right way. It's just.
I put Nate Oates more over there with that Baylor coach. What's his name? Calipari, sure. Derek Rose, he may or may not have taken the ACT himself. Sure, you maybe get me to see that, but that's a lot different from one member of your team took a gun to another member of your team, and then a young lady was murdered, and your entire basketball team, almost all of them, were in and around the situation all night.
It's hard to stake out a position as the pillar of amorality in college, this modern era of college sports, where there's just not a lot of morality to go around. There aren't a lot of standards right now in the sport, but Nate Oates is certainly making his case to be that pillar.
You got Barnes, you got Sampson. I'm sure we can name off some others. There's not a whole lot of those guys.
A few out there trying to do it the right way. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bear. Thank you, Walker. We will be back here tomorrow on many of these fan-run affiliates doing the thing from 3 until 6 p.m., and hopefully we will be in a good mood. Check back around 11 tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow, 3 to 6, right here on Fan Run Radio.